Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We're here for episode 10 of Shonen Ronin. And we're here to talk about My Hero reaction as first. We're here to talk about Black Clover, Red Hood Chapter 3, and Black Clover Double Chapter Review since we didn't cover it last week since that was the only series that we covered and it was out. And Kaiju number 8 as well. And also My Hero discussion at the end as always. Time codes will be in the bottom for all the time for all the discussion down below and where to find us and all the information. But let's start the show. Let's see our beautiful people in the beautiful squad. Let's go. Welcome, anime lady fans. How you guys doing? LegendDVash as always. Right there, SamTheMangaMan. Down below is our guest, Prince S. Abe. And we got the king of games, RayApollo, the waifu sniper that he likes to take people's waifus just because he don't like other people to finish Hunter x Hunter. But we're here for this lovely, beautiful show this afternoon. How we all doing here today?
I hope you know that didn't really help your case at all.
I know.
Yo, it's lit. You know me. It's bright and early. Well, not really bright and early anymore, Vash, because you were late. But it's still morning time for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's still morning time for me. But what's good, y'all? It's good to always be on anime lately. I love it here. And this was a great week. This was a great Sunday of manga for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The Shonen Jump issue number 32, and a lot of good series came out to good chapters, but we're gonna go jump straight into the My Hero reaction. Me and Sam and Prince Abe will be joining us in this reaction as well, so we will be discussing how this chapter of My Hero is. Ray, will you be joining us, or just giving facial expression?
You mean to tell me I done waited all this time? And y'all didn't even read the chapter?
We said this
Why
before.
do you think we muted ourselves? We can have phones.
Wait, what? Was I spoiling it for you?
We
didn't pay attention.
We didn't pay attention to what you were saying. We're just like, nope.
It's funny
Nope,
how Abe said he would join
this.
us in the reaction, and he forgot that we said we're gonna do the reaction first in the show, and we gave him the rundown. This was gonna happen. We tweeted it too.
You can't exactly do a reaction after you just read something.
Boy, I'll read this shit again. I'll react to this shit again. Let's go.
I'm gonna go get a coffee.
Shoot, look, man.
All right,
I'm gonna get just as hype. I read this off of. I just woke up. Now I'm gonna learn. Oh yeah, I'm about to be. All
right, so let's just go with chapter 319, first cover page. A few days after Ezekiel Mordoya left UA. Do you really think so? It's just our best guess, but odds are he's with Endeavor the others. That damn nerd.
All right. So the entire class went to their living room. He's ripped up Bakugo ripped up the letter. Your best guess. You haven't confirmed that with anyone, such as the mentors who oversaw you three. We have tried unconsciously. Yeah, unconsciously.
Hey, would you want to read this page? Page 4 and 5?
Course.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we have Todoroki, but my own master will not answer his phone. Bakugo. Same with Denim Head. Todoroki, my father too. I'm sure they're busy, but something feels off. We can only assume they're keeping secrets from us. Not to mention, All Might is still MIA. Or, so it seems, yeah. Classes are suspended and we're being kept as first years for now. They've got those of us in the hero course either cooped up in the dorms or helping out with local security. Given the state of things, it's tough to find out about what's going on out there.
We can read the next page.
Oh, okay. Denim Head and the Spoonbill met Deku back at the hospital. All Might was there too. And then we got this letter. If he's too scared to come near UA, then who snuck in and slipped the letters under our doors in the dead of night? It had to be All Might. I've got no doubt they're partners in crime. Then he's with an adult. That should give us reassurance. The only news we're hearing is about the top 3 team ups, right? Not a word about All Might. Yeah. Compared to Endeavor and the others, I know Deku and All Might better than anyone. This is the worst case scenario I can think of.
Damn it! How are we gonna get in touch with them? Endeavor's a UA alumni, right? Then let's force the issue. A few days later, principal, this was a trap. Sam?
Okay. Okay. They pretty much class of 1A's trapped Endeavor into the principal. I heard the children out and determined that the meeting was warranted. I've always open to change based on the facts. Why have you been ignoring me? I thought we were trying to stop Toya together. Shota, your willingness alone means the world to me. Well, it doesn't mean much to me without action. Why is Midoriya the one out with a free pass? Endeavor, you're letting Deku and All Might operate together, aren't you? Thought so. In any other situation, it was the right move. But you don't know the first thing about Deku. He's screwed up in the head. The guy never takes himself into account. He just says crap like, I'm fine. All Might became a symbol of peace with the same mindset, so he won't be the one to stop Deku.
First of all, read him like a book, okay? Read him like a book. Listen, Endeavor, you can't leave those two alone with each other. Not then. Seems like Midoriya finally cut himself off from All Might too. If only we could have had the same speed to be by his side. But Endeavor pulls out his phone. Yo, does that thing have GPS tracking? The next panel is fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, that panel, like, he did it just through it.
Several, yeah.
He just threw it behind him.
I was like, wait, did they just jump this man for his phone? Or did he just toss it and be like,
he just tossed it behind.
I think he tossed it.
See, I do not know.
Yeah, he tossed it.
They're like, mind if we borrow this, sir? Because, well, it's only by chance I wound up in the same class as the guy, but still, I feel the same way. We've only spent a year together, but that's plenty.
He never opened up to us about One for All, and he expected that letter to put us at ease. That came as a shock to us. But we of Class A intend to find him, follow him, and work alongside him. No matter how great a burden One for All may be, Midoriya is our friend, and we can very well be expected to go smiling to the future, knowing that our friend is walking this thorny path alone. It's too dangerous out there. Law and order is a thing of the past. Even you kids would be, you're certainly mature, Todoroki. Given that the villains now
pursue
that the villains not pursue him now, and that he wish, and not that he sorry, it's just his reaction. and that he wished to leave you and Naruto as a team up. However, he is free to return to us at any time. From the moment a student is accepted into the school, they fall under our protection. Oh shit! All of them are during that panel. Wow.
But what about the safety evacuees? Among them, there's still a proper evacuation shelter must be more than simply a plot of land. I shall have to reassure them somehow. Our security system was fortified for the school festival, though it has yet to see any use. I'm talking about the UA barrier. It will prove its worth. In any case, All Might also attended this school, you know. So go on, do what you must to bring them back to us.
Beautiful panel.
And then we see the entire 1A
coming in. Okay. It just so happened that the next couple pages is gonna be my turn. Oh, okay.
Yep, it's all you. It's all you.
Okay.
Yeah, page 6 and 17,
so,
all yours.
The next panel. Okay, the next one. Oh boy, baby, let's go. Prison escapee secured. Splendid work, Bakugo. That's great explosion, murder, god dynamite.
Wow.
Pardon me. Our bodies are free. Heroes. Everyone. But why? We're worried about you. But I'm fine. So don't worry and get away from me. Wow, real inspiring. Bakugo's clapping. All hail the mighty inheritor of One for All. But tell us this. Are you smiling now? And the next panel is just a small panel on the page.
Which I love. Oh my god.
Background is just all black. Deku is fully cloaked out in his new armor. It is. I want to frame that panel right there. That is fucking beautiful. And he says, "Those smiles, everyone's peace of mind." And he's starting to rise. Those are the reasons I need to keep going. So.
And then Deku screams,
Can I do this?
"Get out my way! Do your worst.
So
You
beautiful.
all might wannabe. We knew Midoriya would be the same as ever. Stand strong, everyone. Yeah." End of the chapter.
Yo. Oh my gosh. This.
I expected a round 3. I didn't expect a 3 versus 1. I didn't expect that. Now that's wild.
Oh.
3 versus 1. Nah, bro.
No, this
you have the
is
entire class
is
against
Deku
this
Well,
one.
versus
sorry.
1A.
The entire class 1A versus him, but like in this panel it shows that 3 versus 1.
Yo.
But wow.
But it is Deku versus Bakugo, but Bakugo got a squad with
Got a
him.
whole
Yeah.
What?
Bakugo brought some backup
Because he needs it. He ain't gonna be able to fight Deku by himself.
No
He needs that
one
backup.
is soloing Deku right now from that class.
Well, I mean,
They-
so I gotta say it. It's like, you know, Bakugo is excited to test his strength against this new Deku, but they think it's the same Deku. It's not. This is not the same Deku.
I mean, do you see him?
The fact that he
hear him?
is going to fight them at all indicates this is not the same Deku.
He
Nope.
said, "Get out of."
He said,
My
"Yeah,
way.
move, get out my way, and or I'm gonna move you." And so, Bakugo's gonna use all of his classmates to help him because he can't do it by himself, and I think he knows that, which is good.
Honestly, this would be a very good fight. The whole entire class 1A to take
hell
down
yeah.
Deku.
I mean, listen, last time we saw 1A against one person that got their ass whooped. So,
But you know what's funny?
That was Gigamankia, but it took a while. It took some time.
no,
but-
we're talking Mirio.
Oh.
I was just about to say
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna
Chat.
say that next. That was
That-
gonna be the next
Gave
one.
him all the hands.
That was gonna be my comment because even Chad said it. Dad needs to talk. This might be that time when Mirio took the whole class, and this should be good. Which is literally when Mirio took all of them out in one swoop, and this is gonna probably
So
be Deku's turn.
I hope that Horikoshi pulls parallels for that because I hope it's like it's Deku remembering what Mirio did, but those folks also being stronger than they were last time, but Deku's still countering them because he's that much further ahead of them now. And that's why he gets the pass that the rest of them did not.
Yeah,
And it's basically they didn't want to say because Deku is stronger than all y'all
easily.
and more determined than all of y'all to
And
make this happen.
easily.
That's why he got a free pass. We couldn't stop him, aka is what they did.
Look, y'all, our hands were tied.
It's basically we couldn't stop him if we wanted to.
He
Essentially, is what
black
they told
whipped
them.
our hands tied. We couldn't do anything about it.
That was what Endeavor was saying to me, but his silence indicated that to me. It was that no, we couldn't stop him if we wanted to, and so now they're gonna try, and I think they'll be mostly successful.
And I mean, even in the page where he's like, he even cut himself off from All Might. Like that's
how you
he
know
cut
it's
himself
bad.
off- Yeah, it's
But Bakugo also knew that. He was like,
Yeah.
that's how I know it's bad. We got to go right now.
like, yo, this
And because I love how
this is-
Deku, I love how Baku even said like, you don't know him as much as I do. When he says I'm fine, he doesn't mean I'm fine. He's just trying to, he's trying
to make you feel better.
And that was
Exactly.
beautiful.
He read Deku and read All Might in that one page.
Well, I mean, think about it.
Completely read 'em.
It is the basic like good guy thing to do, and that's how All For One has stayed so far ahead of them for so long because he also thinks the same way. He knows them because they are the traditional hero types, and so that's how he knows to how to get them out into traps like this. I'm sure this is also something that All For One predicted would happen. This too, so I'm sure there's gonna be something that breaks this up from All For One. Straight up.
We the next I think probably maybe a full chapter or maybe a chapter and a half, maybe 2 chapters.
He's gonna be
we'll
like,
probably
I'm so
get
glad that y'all have
some
worn all of
fighting.
It's like now I've got all y'all in one space. Y'all all worn out. Easy
Uh-huh.
peasy for me, baby. I'm gonna show up with the top part of my squad, and we're gonna watch y'all right here. And we're gonna take All Might. That's what's about to happen.
And Deku, you're coming with me.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, yo, it is going to be For
what
those
we were
who
saying before we started, they're in Camino right now. The
Yeah.
parallels
Yeah.
do not be, they're not strong. Like, there's no stronger parallel than them when Bakugo got took. This is where he got took too. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is where All Might had to retire. There's something big that's about to happen right here.
Yeah, it's going to be look. It's going to be too great. I can't wait to see this animated.
Y'all remember that art piece that Horikoshi put out with Ochako falling from the sky and Deku going to catch her?
We know
I
that's
think
gonna
that
happen in
happens
this.
here, and it's his fault.
We know that's
Well,
gonna
I think it
happen
happens here, and it's his fault.
Oh, like here in this.
Oh, we don't know what's going to happen.
Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy.
I feel like
I hope not.
Like there's just an explosion that happens because like all of his armor was ripped off, so something's gonna happen where all that's gonna get blown off. I'm assuming it's a Bakugo versus him like Kamehameha type deal. She goes to stop it. And,
Got let gun.
So, yeah. Because I like listen. This last quirk has to be some kind of energy attack. It's got to be. It's got to be. Like, what else could it be? Because they even bring up the indication, oh, I don't have my gloves for Air Force, but I'm going to need something else. It's got to be something to do with energy that he's going to be outputting next. Got to be.
So, with that coming out and everything, let's move on with, while we think more about My Hero, let's move on to Kaiju number 8.
Sure. Yeah.
Boy.
How did y'all feel
that
about
was
this
a
Kaiju
fun-
number
that
8 chapter?
That was a great way to start off my manga week. You know, like normally, because sometimes I save solo leveling for Thursday, since I'll be able to read Kaiju number 8 and solo leveling, and solo leveling is fire in itself. But in terms of the shonen, I was like, oh, this is fun. I like that we are not getting the typical first division captain who's like everybody else. Yes, sir. You know, I follow by the book. Nah, he's all expectations thrown. He's just chilling, playing basically Apex, trying to get the platinum rank, right? And he's so focused. Like you can tell, like he's been doing this for a while. And his second in command is just like closes the door. Hold on, I'll be right back. Goes in and basically was like, you know, you were supposed to be cleaned up and ready. We have an interview. We have business to handle. You knew this. Like I just told you, legit, like several hours ago. And it's like, man, no. You know, this is my office. First of all, I'm just like, no, you can't even accept accountability. And she just stared and she's like, I've lost all respect. All respect. Like, I can't even think of this person as a man. Even he's a pig. Like he's an animal. And what made me so gleeful was that all right, they had a kaiju to deal with. They had a call.
Yep, they had Godzuki. Godzuki showed up.
And yeah, Godzuki did show up, and then they he's saying like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why you're here and what I want from you. Because I only want one thing, and you're gonna get front row seats to it. And they're on the copter, and he jumps off. He's like, before he jumps off, he's like, I don't want the glare, I don't want your knowledge, I don't want the titles, I don't want all these material things. What I want, and the next couple panels are so fire as he attacks this god Kaiju from above. He's like, what was he said? I want like unbridled, like basically just show me your unreleased skill, like uninhibited skill. Just and he's sitting atop, he's sitting on his weapon on a god Kaiju that's like just gloriously destroyed. Like it's not a clean kill it's an extravagant, extra, over the top, dramatic type of kill. And he's like, that's all I want. I just want that beauty, that tribute. And I'm like, man, this guy he's that nigga. Yo, he is that dude. Like, I can't wait, yo. Next week,
it's wild.
In 2 weeks, it's gonna
So,
be. Oh my gosh.
So to add to that, I love this chapter because we spoke about it for weeks. I think since Shonen episode 5 or 6 that we can't wait to see the first division because we have only seen the division 3 and we knew the first division. We heard it's top ranked, like all of them has their own special set of skills, And once we met this captain, like, okay, he's a lazy bum and everything. He has the BS5, not the BS5. He has the BS5, some a different alternate universe of PlayStation 5, and also it's a much slimmer version too. And my dude was just enjoying his game and everything. And his vice captains were like, my dude, just clean the room. And when he said like, yo, this guy being the first version, knowing that he's this lazy, he must be one OP as skill combat. And once I don't know why, but in page 17, that panel, once he just looks down and tells like, yo, and then just sleeks back his hair, going from like, I felt like he went from lazy chill mode captain to the serious and determined captain.
That's
to
how it
sleek
works,
back
though,
his
right?
hair. And he just went, yo, again, those eyes, I feel like, I wonder if those eyes mean something, because each captain or each person have a different look. I wonder if these eyes are just mean something, like, you know, some type of chia, some type of Bakuga eyes, or they're just really well designed. But I love how he just jumps out and just kills the kaiju with his sword or shotgun sword. I don't know.
It's like a kind of gun.
It's a gun lance.
Yeah,
Yeah, the gun lance. Yeah.
Because he almost popped our homie in the head.
He did.
Popped that man in the head.
And I just love how he's just chilling on the edge of the sword and says like, I don't need someone who was woman or yet been up. And they like just looking at her like, yo, I need someone who's determined and overwhelming skill. Like, just to look to her and just looking how a girl is just more determined to just prove him wrong, and like, or technically prove him right. Like, I just love that. Like, this was a good introduction to a character, and I just love that very much.
So I mean, think about it. Like, she's already really strong. She was the strongest of their group, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely.
So for her to see somebody and be like, oh, you know, like I gotta be up there. I'm like, okay, so that means they real strong. Yeah. I got you.
But even then, it low key fits like, yeah, you know, she's always been proper too. But I mean, you've seen how she fights. You've seen her weapon. She's not about elegance. She's also about damage. And you saw how wide her eyes were when she was like, yo, that smile was like, yo, this is it. Like, oh, I want this. This is what I want. Oh, she about to flex. Her
character to show out. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, her growth in this series is gonna be phenomenally.
See, epic. I didn't think she was gonna be as important to this series as she is, but I'm glad she is.
Yeah, no, definitely glad. Definitely, I felt like she was always meant to be, because you showed her off like, yo, I mean, we're showing you how strong certain people are, but we're making her like the strongest in your class. And then we also saying like, yo, she's related to a prominent member of the force too. That's her grandfather. I was like, true. Nah, you can't waste a character like that. Like, that's just what? It'd be bad writing. Just waste her. So I'm really glad that they're staying true and they're giving her a chance to be so flashy, and just she's gonna have some real nice panels as well. Her panel's gonna be glorious.
I can't wait, and I'm excited for the moment when she gets her Kaiju weapon. So we know that's coming. She has
to get one. Yo,
wait, but don't she have the axe already?
That's just an axe. That's just
so that's just regular axe.
What if she gets number 6?
I'm hoping she gets number 6.
So that was
because which
one
one
of our
was
theories.
The one that killed her mom?
It was
number 6.
Yeah, so that makes
sense. One of our theories was she gets number 6, Ichikawa gets number 6, or Kafka. Either one of them 3 gets number 6, but we all agreed that it would be great if it's her because it's great for storytelling.
You think Kafka will wield 2 Kaiju?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I feel like that's a little
especially
odd,
with how intense his wants to consume. It's not going to cooperate. It's going to destroy the weapon or anybody who wields it. I don't see them forcing a fusion. I'd be surprised, and I would like to see how if it doesn't make sense, it's going to bother me if it doesn't make sense. If he's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and this is how I get to it, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. It's going to really ruin this.
We're going to find out, especially with his Kaiju hates other Kaiju so much.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Especially with one that seems to be like no one has been found to be compatible. It's like, so this number 6 is probably going to be a serious problem. Like,
I mean, I just want to see what it was. Like at this point,
Yeah.
I just want to see the story behind each of the weapons. Like,
Yeah.
I hope they
feel
show us that.
Six is going to
I hope they
have
show us that
epic
process.
Godzilla film.
I really hope they show us that process. So
They should.
But
Yeah, that'd
Sam,
be lit.
I would like to hear your thoughts because you've been patiently waiting. So tell us, how did you feel?
My bad, Sam.
The chapter was really good because like from when we first met Gen from the previous chapter in 38, literally he was the first one on the scene without rush. You didn't even see the guy. Only the general's like, yo, put your weapon away, man. Like he literally had his own blade weapon spear onto Kafka's neck. It's like, were you planning to get yourself killed or something from this guy? Like if you weren't gonna like call backup, you didn't gonna help. It's like, nah, I'm fine. I'm Gooch. It's like, all right. We all thought that he was a whole serious type since he's the first captain. We knew that he was going to be an OP. There's going to be other captains in the platoon and squadron and everything. And then to get his entire personality in the next following chapter of, yeah, I'm just slacking. This is all my garbage. I'm just playing with this PS5. Yo, why are you breaking my PS5 like that? Being disrespectful like this.
You mean his BS5?
Oh,
and plus, yo, I knew Ray.
Too.
That's what I was about to say.
100th
I knew Ray was hurt. I'm like, damn, how you hurt my Gundam or Gundam?
Yeah, like why you do my gunplay like that, bro? Come on, man.
My one.
You know how long that took to build?
I was like, damn, poor Gundam.
But I feel like he's the prodigy person where like I'm just slacking off doing all this stuff, but when it comes to combat and to killing kaijus, all right, I'm ready. Let's go. I'm just gonna like jump straight in, literally no parachute jumping off that copter.
That's their job, right? You know, like, and these are this is the squad that is serious about doing their job. If they don't do their job, people die.
Yeah,
and he knows that. He's like, that's why I ain't got time for all the frivolous bullshit. Like we are here to eliminate kaiju. That's it.
He does remind me of the other vice captain though, because at first he has his hair down. That says like, this is my downtime. Hair down, I'm not coming up. And then when it's time to work, hair back up. Time to flip the switch. And that's when you see the entire face. The eyes match within the previous chapter of the whole cross.
So, I mean, I'm getting a lot of like good Bleach vibes from Kaiju number 8 when it comes to the officers and the platoons. Like I'm getting like, because that was like the best part of that was to me that was the best part of Bleach was the captains and the captain systems. Like
like how they did with Fire Force.
If they can make these captains,
yeah.
I'm not even gonna compare it to Fire Force because Fire Force doesn't have the same like.
No, they don't. I was gonna say design wise, like it kind of.
No, Bleach has a
better. No, not necessarily.
Bleach is the better comparison.
Yeah, Bleach is the much better because it's in there. Because I'm like, just think about it. All these captains are very different. They have different weapons. You know, the different squads take on the personality of the different captain. So it's like
very similar to Bleach. Very similar to Bleach, you know?
Yeah, because
I feel like that's almost could be for any different squad, every different division in that sort of way, because one could be specialized in weaponry, one specialized in like medicine, one specialized in.
So that's what I was gonna bring up. I wonder because the first division captain has some type of shotgun type of knife. And the third division, Algamina has like a sniper type of bazooka type of
it's
type
a
of
cannon.
weapon.
It's a cannon. It's a cannon.
It's a cannon. All right, so
that's not a sniper. That's a cannon. Bro.
Okay, a big ass cannon that she has. So I'm curious to see in the second division, like what would they have? Like maybe if they have a mech suit or something like that. Maybe they're the team that does experiments or something like that. So that's the one thing.
We saw a mech suit. We saw one. And I'm like, that means that they got better ones in there somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we have one mech suit, a small one, in page 14 in that panel by guys using guns there, but I wonder if there's a bigger version or a better version for a captain, or if they have something experiments like that. So that's why I can't wait to see what else can we see from this Kaiju universe.
You know something that I like, which is something that I feel like they will. It's very likely, but it wouldn't be surprised if they don't. So we have her now join the first division, but she also wants to like kind of get stronger and understand Kafka more. We have the first division captain who clearly is like, yo, I'm here to kill Kaiju gloriously, and he low key probably has some animosity towards Kafka. So we have this. I feel like we're gonna have this triangle between them of like, yo, I work for this captain. I'm a fan of this captain. I'm with this captain, but this captain hates Kafka. And like, I don't hate Kafka. but I need to be stronger. So in case Kafka were to go that dilemma, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be so fun to set up and to explore if they go that route. I mean, it's not necessary, but I feel like, how do you not explore?
I mean, we heard her. She's like, I got to get stronger. So in case Copper does go crazy, so I'm got to be the one to murder him.
Yeah,
she was like, I saw what he did to dear old dad.
She said, I need to get myself stronger. I will never be able to stop him when I need to. So that means, but also, Ichikawa said the same thing when he left, that you'll come back. I need to train as well, because we saw this, I think, 2 chapters ago. So I can't wait to see what Ichikawa is doing and what he's doing for training as well.
To him. It's not like, hey, like, I need to end you, like, to get revenge. It's like, no, because I'm going to try to end you in the most humane way because I care. And I love that. So that moral dilemma that is coming, it's going to be great.
It's also more like this is going to be straight on training for her. I don't think we could go to switch to Ichikawa right away, because that means the mangaka needs to introduce another captain to us. And I feel like it's a little too soon, because we're already so interested for.
We don't need to, because we just need to see Ichikawa train with Mina and train with the vice captain, like more like train with them.
The thing is, like, they don't really have that kind of relationship yet. Like, it's like not they've met, but it's not like they had that kind of relationship where they would want to train him that sort of way. It's what I feel like they didn't help incorporate that. That's why I'm trying to see. It's better to stick within this perspective of our Captain Gen training our technically the leader of the new squad until like they finish repair. This is not only just to give her more strength, but it's also to know how to command her own entire troops. Like, she's gonna be the captain. You need to know how to lead in case of any situation. The whole entire thing is not to get your people killed. It's supposed to be like, if you need to run. But of course, we're trying to get you strong enough to handle any kind of kaiju that gets in your way. Forget about class, forget about style, forget about everything. Just prove your skill, prove your worth. Don't even think with your mind. Just let your body do all the work and just go through it. You're fully experienced.
We know how good that actually works, and it doesn't. We saw what happened to Goku. But anyway, they have one job: get rid of the kaiju. But guess what? The kaiju are also getting stronger as they're getting stronger.
Yeah, keep in mind. Don't forget, kaiju number 9 is
he's still out there plotting. Yeah, exactly.
A couple chapters ago, he said, "All right, I'm ready. Like, let's go get."
He's like, I had my nap and my juice. I'm ready to go.
And he said also, let's go grab the kaiju to bring it back to the kaiju. I'm like, wait, there's a leader above you?
The kaiju weapon.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't think, I'm like, you didn't think that dude was the leader, right?
No, I knew, but I'm like, we know in the kaiju's lore, Godzilla and they come from space or like some type of aliens and everything. So I'm curious if the mangaka's gonna try to incorporate.
What you mean? You literally watched Godzilla vs. Kong and they told you they always been on Earth. What are you talking about?
Right?
No, what?
There are those where they come from the center of the Earth where they were always.
There's something that come from the center of Earth or space.
But you did say that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's variants that comes from Earth or space. I should have been more specific. My apologies. I'm curious to see how the manga is gonna incorporate this. If we're gonna see some type of center of the Earth kaijus, and that's where they're coming from.
There's time. Where they come from.
Of course. Yeah, we have a lot of time.
I don't feel like that's something that I want to know now. Anyway,
yeah, I think that's we should absolutely.
We'll get it. Like we would like the whole entire history and more.
We might get into like a chapter 0 type of.
Yeah, I would. That'd be lit. I'd love that.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Yeah. So far, right now, I'm all interested into like more character building for everybody.
Question. What do you think is gonna happen with Kafka? Is he gonna be training or is he gonna be doing experiments? Just like, what is it? They're
gonna use him.
They said they're gonna use him. Like, they're not just gonna let him sit there. They want to figure out. They're gonna basically push him to figure out what he can do within him. Outside of the kaiju.
But of course he'll definitely have to deal with some conflict, like some distrustful looks, some dialogue.
I'm sure I'm sure everybody who's outside of his original squad can't stand him. They're like, bro, you a kaiju. You're like, why are you even here? So like, my job is literally to murk you.
Yeah. So we're gonna have him like try to flex a bit too much to show his usefulness, and he's gonna make matters worse. We're gonna have some some trial and error type stuff.
I don't know.
And
I kind of feel like it's gonna be the opposite with Kafka. It's just like he's gonna show how useful he actually is
in one go.
Yeah, like not in one go, but every
No.
time they call on him, he's gonna make it a point to like show how useful he actually is.
Yeah, I feel like
Because Kafka's an older character, so I
Yeah.
feel like from an experience like that, he is gonna learn faster. I hope.
Fair.
So, let's hope so.
But it's gonna make them begrudging. They're not gonna be like, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes you useful." It's still just things that we're not gonna trust you. And then of course later we're gonna get Kafka is gonna probably like lose a grip for a second, and feel justified. It's gonna be like, "Yo,
I mean, I made this theory and point before, like if what they really wanted to, either you make him the last resort weapon, where you used everything onto this one kaiju and nothing was able to stop it, or we're all like too tired and we don't have the power from our suits. Send in Kafka to finish the job.
Send in Kaiju number 8. I can't wait to see it.
Yo, that'd be amazing if the general does that. Like, send him number 8.
Like
That'd
he's
be
just
dope.
ready.
And then,
He's
like,
just
you
sitting
have-
at headquarters, ready, shipped off to the most dire situation. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we need Kaiju number 8 right now. It's like, all
So-
right, Kaiju
so-
number 8 headed to coordinates this, and that.
That would be amazing if he just drops on the helicopter, comes out of the helicopter like, I'm ready, drop me, and just goes and it just takes it down.
Not even. I think I would see him literally just like dash into this, like just jump from a building. He's
That
incredible
would be
power.
dope.
The same way where like All Might
That
just
got me
uses
hyped
the
now.
wind pressure and stuff.
They're gonna fly him over the sea, and then he's gonna drop him from the plane. All right, get out. He's like, but I don't have pressure. Get out. You're a kaiju. He's gonna do the superhero landing. It's gonna be sick. Can't wait.
And then after they be like, don't freeze.
I never freeze.
Nah. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It probably something more like the Hulk. It's time to get angry, little guy. About the back of play.
Oh no.
But no, I love Kaiju number 8. I can't wait. Like, it is the one series that week over week, like Solo Leveling. I'm like, yeah, let's keep going, baby. Let's keep it moving.
Now it's a bi-weekly series.
Which, you know what, is just, if you're gonna give me, I mean, it makes more sense when we're gonna get action from the first division. You need time to make that extravagant artwork just pop. I expect some pop in that panels. So I'm grateful. I'm just glad that, hey, this works out for y'all, especially since something that we've always mentioned on this platform and just as content creators, we don't want the mangakas to be overworked.
Exactly.
So if released every 2 weeks, that seems reasonable to me. It lets you have as much fun as you want, unless you take the time, lets you definitely get rest, hopefully get rest. I'm not going to complain. And that's consistent enough for me, honestly. Twice a month is better than once a month for sure. And easily.
Exactly.
So,
That's what I tell a lot for Shonen Jump. Like, some stories should be every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks to give them a guy. Like, One Piece takes its break every 2 or 3 weeks, stuff like that, because like I feel like it's better for the health for Shonen manga. Like, always doing this type of manuscripts, writing 21 pages, drawing and everything, like planning for weeks in advance is tiring. So I'm glad the manga got the chance to change it from every chapter break.
I am just waiting for the point where Shonen Jump goes digital only. I'm waiting for it.
Same here.
It would help so much.
I'm tired of this goddamn leaks.
Because think about it. It's like they have to. Well, I mean, there'll be more leaks with the online stuff, but still, I feel like they have this breakneck schedule because they have to get it out to be printed. That's why. I feel like going to an online only format is probably a double-edged sword, because then you can put it out whenever, but also you can put it out whenever. So they're like, well, now you can just put it out whenever. You just send us the files and it's done, right? So. I'll be curious, but I would like to see them make that, no pun intended, jump to digital only subscriptions. Because I mean, why not? Why not?
It would. But any last thoughts for Kaiju number 8? If there's any last comments, what you guys want to say before we go switch on to the next lightning attack?
Well, we'll see it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, on its
I love it.
chapter 40.
Yep.
They are almost halfway there to its full 100 chapter thing, and we already know this is getting an anime for sure.
Well, for them, they technically reach
I
a
want
year
them to
already.
take their time, baby.
Well, for the series, they reach a year because they premiere actually in July 5th or 3rd. So
yeah, their anniversary came. Yeah, their anniversary was literally
this
Not too
week.
long ago.
This week-ish, last week. So congrats to them, to the mangaka. By September, October, they should make a full 50 chapters. So congrats to them and everything. But Sam, if you want to disappear for a bit, grab some more coffee because we're moving on to Black Clover.
Grab some more coffee because we're moving on.
I mean, I was just going to get the time codes and everything, but yep, okay.
I already got the
Wow, Sam, you don't take that mess. Don't take that mess from him.
I already got the time codes for everything, so I'm good so far. But we here for
I'll be back.
Black Clover chapter 2.
We do Red Hood afterwards?
Yes, Red Hood afterwards.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So we're doing Black Clover chapter 298 and 299 since we missed it last week. So let's get to it. Abe, since your first time here to discuss Black Clover, how have you been feeling about this arc? I want to hear your opinion. How have you been feeling about the Spade arc overall, or if you want to count it after the training, how would you feel?
Like I mentioned in the pregame, I'm a fan of Black Clover. I don't stand it like people do on social media because I've been feeling sort of empty about the story for a while now. Low key ever since not even the conclusion of the Elf arc. I think ever since the Yuno and Asta team up versus Lugio, something like that. I forgot what his name was. Ever since that fight, I just felt empty, and the reason was
I just felt empty.
I really did. It just, I was like, I keep reading it because I'm a fan, and I mean, at this point, we're already 100 chapters in, so I'm committed clearly, and I'm just waiting. I guess I'm just giving a chance, just hoping, and it's been a long time, but these last few chapters, Ray had said it perfectly. It was one of the things he had mentioned on this episode, on this show, previous episodes ago, where he said that he's waiting for the despair to be brought in. And for anybody who knows me, that's like top one.
And then Vash said he wanted more despair, and then look what happened.
Yo,
and so
then look what I was like,
Abe,
let's bring us some despair. He was like, oh, we didn't get enough despair. And I'm like, come on, bro.
Abe,
look at what happened. You
so
did this.
right after chapter 297, right after we review it, and right after we went off air, I told Ray, like, yo, but you know what's funny, Ray? I kind of want more despair. Like,
yeah,
I don't know,
he literally
like
said that. He was like, yeah,
I literally said that
energy.
energy.
What are you talking about?
I literally said that energy. Like, yo, I want some dire despair. I just want some, we know she's going to come at chapter 298. So I said, like, all right, cool, next chapter. I want some dire despair.
Guess what, man? Now everybody's dead. Congratulations.
Yo, and the next chapter 298. Already last week I told Ray, like, yo, I didn't mean this kind of despair. Like, fuck, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and then it got worse.
No. This finally made me be like, yes. Now I'm actually upset that the anime stopped. Now I'm actually.
I've been upset for a while because they stopped.
I haven't because I was like, I'm not. It's like I feel empty. Like even I feel empty about the anime.
Empty.
But now I'm like, yo, I need the anime to come back just so I can get this because we will now know true loss. There is no. I hope not. But there's no like, hey, yes, we'll bring them back to life. They'll be saved. Like this is it. This is it. They rolled the dice. They've been getting saved this whole time. There was no risk really involved because it was always surpassing your limits. And look at old boy. He says, "I'm not fit to be her guardian spirit, but I won't be sacrificing my life. No, I'm turning my life into magic."
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, have we seen this before?
I feel like we have
It
once.
feels familiar, but I'm not.
It might not even be in this series.
It
But
was.
I'm like, I've seen this before.
Does it count? Okay, so remember when Algo Nero brought back the first Wizard King, and then he the first Wizard King Lich fought the Word Demon. And the first Wizard King was, still made of stone. He used his last ounce of magic to go back to full stone, and then he went back to the first Wizard King, and he disappeared. So I guess that counts as it, but it doesn't really because he was just not really alive.
I think it counts, but I'm like, okay, so it became.
But it's also a trope that we've seen in other series.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
We've seen
Right.
But like,
and I don't know. It just felt strange, and I'm like, okay, so you taught us about ultimate magic. But then you show us this ultimate magic and his life force, which should be incredibly powerful, by the way, used to, make this one last ditch attack. And then we just see that, hey, yo, actually, no, you messed up. real bad.
It looked like you just gave her a booster.
I'm telling you, it looks like he just made her upset, and now it's like, oh, now you really made me mad. I'm like, oh,
and you just got, and you look like you just got dusted. You got Thanos snapped. Like
it was one of those things where
He
like,
looks like he got roasted, like
well, I mean,
roasted cook.
She was decay, like she was still using her world decay magic on him. It just wasn't like happening fast enough.
It's just
Shiraki met up with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But by the way, did you notice, like when he was using that, like the only thing that was like had survived was like her heart, which was in her head, which was super weird.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it because I was still not rereading. I was looking at the panels for chapter 298. Yo, I'm still mad. Yo, it sucks that people talk so much shit on Real that Real didn't do much. It's like,
Listen, he didn't. Once again, he did something fancy because he's a painter, but then it didn't do nothing.
I know, but I feel so bad.
It got countered instantly.
But it sucks because he's the youngest captain and he doesn't get any
That's
W's.
what happens when you're the youngest captain. Do you remember our young friend in Bleach, also the youngest captain?
Well,
he didn't do shit up to the end.
He had some really fire moments though.
Hey, bro, he took most of the biggest L's. I don't want to hear it.
No, he took the biggest L's, but he took more W's later at the end, which is sad.
No,
because
he wasn't he the first one that died. Don't give me that.
Yeah.
I don't
Exactly.
remember.
No, he didn't.
Exactly.
Did he die? No, he didn't die. He just.
I don't remember. It's been years. It's been years.
No, bro, he got
did they
murked. he got murked.
Well, was it because
Shit,
of Mayuri?
No, bro. In the Great War at the end, he's the first one to get murked.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
I was like,
I'm sorry,
wow,
bro.
you did
no
all
saving
that
me.
for nothing.
and Real's power is so fun too. It's like you can have fun with this. I mean, as a mangaka, I feel like you can have fun with this. It's like you can legit just do any.
And
like,
then he just got
like your
slapped.
art.
She was like, "Oh, that's cute. Okay,
Oh, shit, you're right.
bye."
What you notice? This was a short chapter too. 14 pages too. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that though. 14 is fine.
Yeah.
It gave me
especially
enough.
because his art has been slapping lately.
Yes, his art has been slapping, and saying, Ray, you was right. In page 8-9, in the page 9 side, her heart was behind her eyes. That's freaky.
Which is really, I'm not like that's nasty. I don't like that.
That is freaky. So wow, but I hope. I don't know how y'all feel, but I hope with this, like Gaja literally got decayed, like no tomorrow. I hope Gaja's like I don't want Gaja to be dead, but now with
Bro,
how he got roasted, he better be dead.
That boy is extra dead. That boy is.
He's roasted.
Like, for a moment, can I have my chicken extra crispy? Like dead. He dead.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
his
he
pork ham burnt. So that's why.
Who said it in chat? Yeah, Mercer said he pulled a Vegeta. Yep. Yeah. This was that big that final flash, the big bang.
Except unlike Toriyama, he's not coming back.
Oh no, he gone.
Oh, Tabata, I don't know because he doesn't really kill out.
That brother,
no. Tabata is like, hey, you guys, Abe, I know you've been upset. You know, I've been bringing everybody basically back to life, even the bad guys.
Trust me, Abe, not just you, because me and Ray and James.
Yeah,
so
but no, I'm telling you about the phone call he gave me.
To you only.
We talked, and he said like, yeah, don't worry. I know you got guys at Shonen Ronin. I already know you're gonna be on an episode. Don't ask me how I know this.
Didn't we say that he was gonna die when this first started?
You did.
I'm pretty sure I remember saying he was gonna be the one to get whacked.
So he's been watching Shonen Ronins clearly, and he's been listening to y'all too. He's just like, oh. Okay.
We agree with James, myself, and Ray. We said that it's either the Queen, Lopa Chica, or Gaja. But the way
and now both of them finna die. So
yeah,
great.
she's still dying. Lopa Chica is still dying.
If she don't die, okay. So I'll be this. I'm gonna pull a Roger on this one. If she doesn't die, I'm gonna be mad. I'm definitely pulling a Rogers base on this one. If she don't die, I'm gonna be upset.
Like first of all, just seeing the damage, like she's going to realize what she's done. It completely goes strictly against everything she's about, and she was polluted, tainted by Maglicula.
So I want to say
she's done.
So there is one thing in particular that happens in this beautiful double spread with the Ultimate Lightning Magic, the Apocalypse. Veronica's book is still open and it's flipping pages, and there's a part of her that he misses.
Where's her book?
Right in front of her.
Oh, he's you thinking that he probably particularly targeted Magiclia's side?
Well, I mean, he targeted all of it as much as he could, but he still missed a piece of Vonica.
Oh, her leg.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I mean,
I'm like, why would he take the time to, edit that like that specifically?
Because I feel like it just goes to show, like, yeah, that attack, I mean, that didn't help. Like, that didn't destroy the body or
right.
the host.
It didn't destroy the body. Is what I'm saying. So he tried so hard. And then he even goes to show you how far it went. And I'm like, oh, that must be heartbreaking, bro.
This was the ultimate attack he could muster.
But
he could not surpass this.
So he also fucked up because he busted the walls open for them to get out. If you look. Now the Demons King, they got a nice little pathway to get out. I'm like, oh no.
So again, like Ashton brought up, Gordon. I've been saying this for weeks. Gordon is going to play a huge part of this, like to fight against Midgekiller. Again, I've been saying
huge part. Gordon ain't gonna show up till afterwards and be like, I know how to break the curse.
That's what it is, because he has been studying with his family, and remember,
I'm like,
his family,
is that a huge part though? He showed up afterwards.
All right. But still, it's going to be a huge part of this arc.
I would love to see him come up and, help in Megicula here. Like, that would be beautiful. If he shows up and he's like, I know what to do, and he's got like a magic hand grenade, that'd be lit.
I don't know about that magic hand grenade, but I feel he's going to have some magic spells or learn some magic from his grandma, because his grandma said, remember, at that anime or in the chapter, she said that we have been under Megicula for centuries or for serving her and everything. So Gordon's been studying and learning the curse magic from his family because he used to be ashamed of that. Now he's doing that for his Black Bulls Guild. So now
he found out that one of his boys literally has the devil in him. He's like, okay, well, I ain't so bad no more.
Yeah.
So I feel like now he could help. He could help Charlotte. He could help our girl Dorpa Chica.
I mean,
and
because
he could
I
fight
really do feel like
as well.
It's gonna be that thing where Megicula dies, and she's gonna be like, "Well, even though I died, my curses will remain." Ha ha ha! And then she withers away, and then like, "Oh, but Gordon here knows how to get rid of those, so we good." And she's like, "God damn it!"
Got it.
But I don't know. Like I said, I would love to see Gordon show up, but I just don't see him. I would love for this to happen. I don't know. It would be kind of out of left field for all of a sudden Gordon to come up showing up like an actual fighting magician, because he doesn't seem like the fight. He's a support type. You know what I'm saying? Gordon.
Yeah, that's true.
We haven't seen a fighting set because he has weird puppets. He has weird magic, so we haven't really seen his full range.
We haven't seen him do anything, if you ask me.
Yeah. So when he shows up, we're gonna be
at all.
Yeah. So when he shows up, we're gonna see an interesting, different side of his.
I hope so. I really hope, man, if he was like the first Gaara for Naruto, old puppet boy, that'd be lit.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be lit.
That'd be dope.
So I feel like the two characters that will play an interesting role will be definitely Gordon and Nero, because they both have some type of dark magic to do something with this. But we haven't seen Nero. Last time we saw it was like 10 chapters ago.
Honest,
so
I'd also be okay if Megicula just watches everybody who shows up to her, and then she's a part of the reason. She's like a part of that final fight with Asta and them versus whoever they're going to be up against last.
Oh, hell yeah, me too. Like I said, I want Despair. I want Destruction as much as I said it a couple weeks ago, and we got it, but just give me more destruction. Just kill Noel too.
Let's be
Fuck
real.
it.
I still don't think that Dante's devil is done.
Oh yeah, we know.
I call BS on that, but she did also say that she had made a contingency clause to help her come back soon. So I don't know.
Hey, but what do you think that Dante's devil transferred to a different host? We said this a couple weeks.
Isn't he last seen with Captain Jack?
With Jack,
correct.
Yeah.
So Dante's devil, Lucifero probably jumped into Jack's body. Do you think that's possible?
They're going to fight it out, but Captain Jack is already at his limit, so he'll probably have this moment where he kind of surpasses. But at the end of the day, it's still a devil that he was getting curve stomped by. Well, now would they have him possess? Would Lucifero possess Captain Jack? I don't know. I don't even want
that. That would give them a big dilemma. Is what I'm saying.
It would. Yo.
Because now you got a guy who
despair.
Exactly. Now you got a body that can cut through any magic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oof.
And this is gonna be where Asta is going to be ready to go Demon Union again, and he's going to have to step in at the last minute to prevent like Captain Jack, if he does get possessed by Lucifero, from like ending everybody. We're going to see the magic that can cut through anything at his ultimate, because now it's boosted by a top level.
That would be sick. I'm just saying that would be sick.
Oh man. Okay. All right, I'm with it. I'm with it.
By the way, so Asher says that Gordon is a fighter. He just doesn't like using his magic to give humans, and to me that means he ain't a fighter. He ain't a shooter.
He ain't about to actually. He be chilling. He be chilling.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's okay. Not everybody got to be about fighting. Like, look, you know what I'm saying? You need folks like Gordon, because they can actually figure out your real big problems, because they got more time to do that than out here trying to box with everybody else. So
fact.
I'm okay with that.
I am also curious because I love how in the panel, Noelle, remember, she said just one more attack. I don't care if it's a weak. I just need enough to stage power to pierce and expose weak point, meaning the heart. Because you remember what happened with the Word Devil back at home. But then that's when we got Magicula having a new form. Do you think this is gonna be her last final form, or this would be or stage 2? So like Frieza.
This is the third form. She good.
Yeah.
Okay, so final
because
form.
we don't need to extend it much.
It's the rule of threes, okay? That's why you never see Frieza go back to any of his other forms. All right.
That's true. He doesn't. That's true.
It works. I mean, I'm definitely once again invested in the. I feel I get excited to read the new chapter of Black Clover again. I don't just put it towards the end like, okay, just because I like 3, let me take care of all the other more exciting stuff and then just get through this. What do we got this chapter? Now I'm like, this is something that I'll read like first three mangas of Sunday morning.
So I mean, I like Black Clover really has. I told people it's taking that jump. So I mean, we had this transition in Naruto too, where Naruto was like, went from like decently fun, like like they had some serious moments and everything was cool. Then people started dying.
Yeah, during the tuning exam.
Exactly, during the tuning exam, that's where everything changed. People started dying, and we were like, "Oh,
that's facts." Even when you rewatch the anime, which I've done multiple times, I've tried to rewatch the whole thing. But
I think this is where we are now.
Yeah, every time we get to the tuning exams, I get excited. I'm like, "Oh man, it's about."
That's when the story. That's when the story takes this like serious like. This is the point where the world in the story changes forever.
Yeah,
which I've been waiting on that from Black Clover, because I thought the elf arc would do that, where everything was changed.
I really did. I really did.
Yeah, it did. It didn't. So, I hope this is it. This is that point.
And I hope it is as well. That's my hope with this arc, that some people die. Like, not say that I want to die, but like I just hope we get some.
We talk about this all the time. Like, death doesn't always equal like a good change. I'm just mean like for the world in general. Like I said, I want these demons to get up out of here. I want them to escape, and they have to like figure out where they went, and they doing other stuff.
Agreed. We want someone to survive. We want someone to escape. Like saying like we want someone to say like, we don't fuck with this whole grander scheme. We just want to do our own thing, just leave, and like we just want someone to escape and do their own thing. That's what we thought was gonna happen with the twins, but it didn't happen. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess the twins are not gonna survive and do nothing.
I mean, when the main character showed up, I was like, it's a wrap for them. Okay, cool.
He said, "Yo, I got 5 minutes right here."
Anytime Austin shows up, I know it's a wrap for whatever the enemy is right there. Is all I'm saying. Just like with Saitama, when Saitama shows up, I'm like, well, it's a wrap for that character. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this chapter was better than I thought it was gonna be. I'm excited to see what he does next chapter, because ain't next chapter. What chapter is that? What chapter's coming up?
300.
Yeah, next chapter is 300, bro. So
300 chapters. Congrats to them for real.
Yeah, that's like I love Black Clover. Y'all know.
I remember when everyone in the moms was saying, "Yo, cancel Black Clover because it's not good." I'm like, "Yo, just let it be."
Who was saying that?
Yeah, the timeline years ago and everything, and still do. Some people don't like it. I'm like, "Yo, just let people read what they want to read." I enjoy Black Clover because it's good and enjoyable for what it is. That's it. Just let people enjoy what it is.
I enjoy the dialogue between the stans and the haters, because for me, I'm like, the stans are like, yeah, no, it's not as good as you're making it seem. Like it just doesn't do that. And I like that the haters are basically telling you that, but I'm also like, the haters like, but it's also not as bad as
exactly. It's not. That's the thing. It's not as bad as people think it is, because it's not.
Yeah, but right now I'm like, all right, stans. I mean, you were delusional before, but now you guys have a reason to get hyped, because we're finally getting, like Ray has mentioned, that turning point. And this will be our tuning exams, kind of, and I'm here with it. As long as there's loss, as long as there's actual like development, especially emotional development in these characters from here, I'm with it. I'm with
Yeah,
it.
I mean, so Asher says Gord's magic rips humans apart, but Magika's not human, so he won't hold back. Good.
That's what I've been saying.
Good.
Gordon will play an interesting, pivotal
Especially
That's
if
what
he
we.
pulls
That's what
up-
we hope.
yeah, especially if he pulls up and he sees like, yo, Noel is been beaten, like
That's why
he's going to snap. He's going to snap. He
That's
has to.
why I'm speaking in such a hopeful way because I want it to happen. And yes, if we have said it in villains, we have said it in Shonen. If I'm wrong, that's fine. I won't be disappointed.
So,
but I just can't wait to see
I mean,
that.
I will
hope to
say,
see that with this
I do
Gordon.
think that it's kind of like I hope it's not a Goku moment where he just shows up and everybody else is lost because I'm like, what took you so long? You know, was you standing there the whole time and just let everybody get watched? I hope it's like this happens, and then as they get like further into the conflict, he does show up and he's the one that can take care of her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking forward to him just showing up out of the blue right here, like, "Oh, I'm here." You know, I'm sorry I waited for y'all all to get destroyed and almost die, and then some of y'all do die. I'm sorry I waited so long, but I'm here now. Okay, so I'm hoping it's not like that because that always is bugged me. It's
Like if
okay.
anything, he's been working his way
Right.
here. He's had some conflict. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So
I feel it.
that's what I'm hoping because let's think about it. These fights they ain't that long,
No.
like in real time.
No.
So
Like, let's keep in mind while these chapters are kind of like lagging, these people are not taking.
this probably is all taking
10
place
minutes.
within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
They not that strong versus
Right.
these devils. Like, let's not overhype them up. Right now.
I just want
What
to
are
know.
these devil hearts made of? Tears and sadness.
I
Yep.
just want to know what our girl Marilona is doing outside. So is she whipping some ass? What's she doing out there? That's why I want to know. Like, yo, girl, I miss you. I just want to see
yeah,
you crazy.
of course
fire
she
up.
is.
No, of course she. I just want to see
Hold
some
on.
fire
That's
up.
mine.
I
You
just
better
wanna-
relax.
Like, yo, let's go.
What
Just
happened?
throw some flame at you.
That's mine. You better relax.
Look, sir. While you busy with other things, you know, I'm just saying. You know.
Listen, this
Does she seem like the type of person to just commit to one? First of all, let's just get out the way.
I mean, yes and no.
She
You could be a side piece. That's fine.
hey, I'm just saying, you know, I'm me and her, we got some.
Like I said, you can be a side piece. That's fine.
She calls me her little baby. She my cougar.
I know. Yeah, you look. I understand.
I'm a cub.
Okay.
You know, I like my woman older.
Mm-hmm.
Ray,
It's
Mercenary
okay. She
asks,
called me daddy.
what?
Though. It's fine.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Oh man, you was setting this whole thing up too. You was like,
You
yeah,
open.
go.
You set it
Yeah,
up for me perfectly. I was like,
keep
yeah, keep going.
Yeah. It's too early. It's too early to jump in. Let me just wait. Let me just set it up nicely. Oh my goodness.
But no, this chapter was good. Like I'm excited
Yeah.
for 300 because I will say it's been that thing where we saw this happening. Like this has been like slowly happening. I'm like, come on, we know what's gonna happen. Keep going. So now I need like the actual big next jump off point to happen. It's like, okay, give me something that I'm not expecting. Come on, please. So, yeah. But y'all ready to talk about Red Hood?
Yes, I was going to say transition
Yes,
into
sir.
that. So, Sam, if you're there, come back to us. We can transition into Red Hood.
Sam.
I am back. I am here.
Way to go, Sam.
All right, so this will be the first time that we're all speaking about Red Hood. So, before we start with chapter 3, what do you guys want to give our overall thoughts with what we thought
I mean,
about
we should
Red
just
Hood?
do that in general. It should just kind of be an overall
Yeah,
thoughts
overall
with this new
general.
chapter. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Well,
Who wants to go first?
It's not Jason Todd. It's not Jason Todd. So
LOL.
Yes, man.
and it's not your typical Red Riding Hood kind of story. either.
Definitely not.
But
And I love that.
It's wrapped up in that lore, and I love that.
Yo, absolutely. Yo, Ray, I've been re-binging Grimm for this
Yeah.
NBC show.
Okay. Yeah.
So I love fairy. I love Grimm fairy tales so much. And so when I first saw that this was out, it of course captured my interest. I'm like, okay, let's see what they're gonna do. You know, especially since it's gonna be Eastern style, Japanese style, right?
Mhm.
And so you know, each chapter I was like, all right, cool. I love the way they make the werewolves look. Like it's not your traditional looking werewolf. It is fantastical.
That's been like my favorite
over
part.
the top.
Yep.
Yeah, and each one, no werewolf looks the same, right? Like we've seen 3 different forms, 3 different styles.
Mhm.
And in this chapter alone, there wasn't much, but it gave us some background. We learned about the capabilities to an extent, the basic capabilities of the werewolves. We learned a cheat code that they have, and we also learned their weakness, that they do have a weakness. Like I you know, normally I would be like, so you're just going to telegraph everything, but somewhat I feel like, yo, it's you're not just limited. I don't think we're just going to be limited to werewolves either. So
yeah, it's not because like because that's why they were establishing dragons. And
I like the idea of, all right, so we're going to learn about werewolves. Like, cool, it's you make it seem like it's going to be easy to determine where the heart is, and that you can just easily target the heart in general. Like he said, we can rip up our fibers, and what happens? Like, yes, we get hungrier, but because our regenerative capabilities, we also get bigger, so they can bane out basically. Like, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fun time. So, you know, just informative. We see him how we get a idea of how he is going to be emotionally as a character. Like, he's the type, like, yo, even though they're bad guys, like, you can't turn on your brother like that. You can't turn on someone who has your back. Like, yo, there's a code, there's a way to things. He was ready to snap. It's like, yo, homie, hold on. But we're also getting this moment at the very end, thanks to Grim. Grim is like, hey, you're the one who's going to do this. You can use me as bait. I don't care. But you're going to want to do this. But clear your mind. Think. This is where you actually become a hunter. I said
that's why I like Red Hood. I'm like, okay, I like this. It's not like she's just doing all the work, and it's also like she didn't come out and she was incredibly OP. Like, I love that this character also has to work for it.
It needs help for it as well.
Yep.
I love how she's a knowledgeable hunter, but she's also knows that she needs more people in the guild because they know that they need to take out these other type of mystical creatures. And me myself, like Abe was saying, Ray and Sam, I don't know too much about fairy tale lore, like, you know, werewolves and everything like that. I know about it,
Brothers
but
Grimm.
Yeah, Brothers Grimm.
The Brothers
Thank
Grimm.
you.
It's basically all your Disney stories, except they're darker.
They were these were the
stories.
These were the original like story of fairy tales, and Disney.
And
just
definitely go watch Grimm. It's on Peacock.
Yeah,
it's on Amazon Prime.
I think you would like Grimm.
It's 5 seasons. 5 seasons. Go watch it. It's you're going because quick side note. One of the things that I loved about Grimm was that at the beginning of every episode, it's a line from a fairy tale that's going to be pertinent to that episode. I just thought, like, yo, this shows the attention to detail, the commitment. Like, oh yeah, you need to watch that. It's good.
I've seen it when I was younger on
NBC.
commercials.
Yeah, I was
but
behind
I never bothered to see because it didn't interest me. But now that I'm older,
Amazon Prime, definitely go watch it.
Yeah, because what I would say the show does what it reminded me of when I first read it in chapter 1 2 weeks ago. Did remind me a lot of Hansel and Gretel. This what kind of remind me a lot of it.
That is a Grimm fairy tale.
It is.
Is it a Grimm fairy tale?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said,
especially that because it is a German story.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this. Then yes, Hansel and Gretel has been one of the only, as well as we've seen with Red Riding Hood 2. Those have been the only 2 fairy tales that we've seen many iterations of, like a darker theme. So yes, that's basically what Grimm fairy tales are. They're darker. There's actual loss. There's death. Sometimes there is, a lot of time there is no happy ending. Disney just said, like, hey, these are kind of cute if you take out all the murder and bad stuff. And then we're gonna
not kill anybody.
This is
take
where
out all the
Grimm Disney said, hey, Grimm fairy tales, we're gonna make those victims Disney princesses. And
then we're gonna merchandise this and franchise this and earn a lot of money from it.
Yes, they started a business around it. That's exactly what happened.
And plus, I love the designs of the werewolves. Like, they're not the basic designs of werewolves that we know from folklore. Which, like, again, I don't know too much of how they look, but from what I'm used to, I've seen over the years, this is amazing. Because
extended iteration is what we've seen in most Hollywood film. You know, whether they actually turn into a wolf or have this like humanoid wolf form. But this one is dope unique.
Because it also remind me of very manga-like. So like creature with design or like a lot of teeth, weird headed looking and everything. Because I grew up with Teen Wolf on MTV. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I had a great time for the storyline and everything and the whip design. But to see more whip design and hopefully we see more creatures. I have a question about that. Do you think the dragons are still alive somewhere or somehow?
Yeah, I think they're trying to establish. Yeah, there's like there's a one dragon out there.
Yeah, like
that's
one or two, I think.
top dog or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's like a baby dragon somewhere.
Because
Yeah,
like
my hope, I hope the series don't get X. The art is not perfect, but it's good
I mean,
enough.
it's only been 3
improve.
chapters.
I will
so
say
far.
some of those werewolf panels were hard to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's what I'm
I
saying.
thought it was just me. I just thought
No,
like, no,
it
maybe
was.
it's too early. But I was like, yo, I can't locate where
some
the
of them
body
are
are targeting.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy, but I mean, the story is interesting enough to me where it's like I hope it continues on, and then of course with the success, you know, maybe the art will improve a little bit. But it's
Well, this
Yes
is
and no.
the author. This is a manga full-fledged series. They had one shot, and there was 3 1-shots, and they was working on My Hero as an assistant. So this is an author full-fledged series. So maybe during the series improve, and you know throughout chapters 18 to 25 the art will improve, and that's what I hope to see and everything. But I hope this is one series that does not get axed no more later on, because with Shonen Jump you don't really know. So I hope, because I like this type of folklore type of story, this type of like with a fairy tale. I'm enjoying it. And with chapter 3 and 2, like with Grimm telling him like, hey, we need you, we need more people in the guild, well let's take out the other werewolves. And then once she said like, wait, so you don't want to join because of your village, you want to do this and everything, all right, cool, let me help you protect your village and everything, and then you will join. He was like, oh, I guess, sure, that's it. And then I love how she knew how to have the common denominator. So that was dope. She knew how to tackle it and knew how to have the diversion. And she even said like, we want to have no people die tonight, like that's a contract. And she kind of fulfilled that very well. So I love that so far.
So I mean, overall, Red Hood, I really like the premise, like we talked about. We like the grim tales, like the way that this has been molded into a Japanese manga. I think it's cool as hell. I love the idea of the tools that you can tell were from other slain beasts, which they turn into weapons or like tools. I wouldn't even call weapons; they're tools. Not only that is that the Hunters Guild, you can tell, is having a problem. So it's very Witcher-like because they're monster hunters in that form. Not only that, there's we're gonna find out there's different types of creatures. Like I'm sure, of course, they start with the werewolves, but I'm sure there's other ones out there. Let's be real, because it couldn't just be werewolves. Like I'm certain that started with werewolves because they're like, okay, this will be an easy one for people to pick up on.
Yeah.
And then I mean, this main character, I love the main character. The kid is actually likable because like he had every right to say, nah, I'm gonna stay right here and protect my people. Like I'm so glad that he wasn't just so cool to be like, yeah, let's go on this grand adventure and I'm gonna lead these people. I'm glad that he was like, no, my whole thing was to protect this place. So what you mean you want me to leave? So like I get how she was like, but if you go out and become a great hunter, these people will be fine. But he's like, no, I only know what I know, which is this right here, and I want to protect this. And I was like, thank you. Because in so many other instances, it's like, you know, you get that call to action, you know, the call to action for the hero. And it's like, all right, either A, they're like, yeah, let's go. I'm hyper ready to go. B, they're like, no, I don't want to go. And then they're just kind of like, because I don't want to. But this one was like, he doesn't want to because they built a reason, a strong one at that.
It's because he has a family.
And he knew and like that main point of it in this chat, he knows every person in this village.
That was dope because I love how she shined at that, like, hey, you're gonna go be bait and go and grab the other guys from your town, but you have a special set of skills because you know observe, you know all these people in the town because they're like family. And I love how he went look around and say, I've never seen you, I've never seen your clothes, I know everyone in this village like my own family. And I love that. That was beautiful. It gave a reasoning of why he found out who's the fake werewolf, and it gave a reasoning to know of what his skills are going to be and how is he going to tell people when they go from town to town. So I love that very much.
Yep.
So I think she explained that really well. Like this is just a whole I kill you, you kill me kind of situation. It's a hunt. It's a whole battle of wits, like between you and your prey. It's either you become the predator or you become the prey. but like it's all within your wits of how to survive or how to win this fight. It's all on you for you to learn. Yeah, she has monstrous strength, and yeah, she could just take this out without any help and reason. But the only way that he can learn is for him to do it all on his own, because that's how you're going to protect the village. Also, he also has the experience, and he has weapons. He has the axe, and giving him this rifle. He hasn't really shot. He never shot this gun yet, right? For some reason, he seems always hesitant.
I mean, because
no, he just acquired. You know, he hasn't shot hit. Well, has he? No,
he has not really fired.
It looked like he was about to, but then he hesitated.
Yeah, he keeps hesitating. And, like that's when you have
to
learn.
But I think it's because he thought about like where he was standing and there were still people around.
Yeah,
and she said it does. And she was like, she was like, it's got a kick. And so I'm pretty sure that's why. But I feel like we're about to find out. We're about to find out because he was like, "Bullets don't hurt us," and I'm like, "You think this is a regular gun?" Okay.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
He might do the same because he literally said,
"He kept saying like, oh,
but that's why. But that's
I
why
can
she
hit him
gave him
this
gun because she was like, "Whatever, that ain't gonna hurt him."
I love how in his panel in page 50 he said, "Why am I babbling all this to you? Because I know I can leave when I want. You can't stop me. I don't usually do this, but bullets don't hurt me, shoot me and everything." I'm like, yo, my God, you about to get shot in the mouth. You about to just die right now. Talking all this shit. Like,
keep talking. Yeah, keep talking. I'm just
I was like,
gun.
keep talking and let this child murder you. Yeah.
But one thing I did like, and Ray, you had mentioned one of the things that you like about this setup of the series so far is that when Grimm was basically having this conversation with him, it's like, here's your chance to learn. Like, we're not going to go through the whole, like, hey, let's build you up, usual tropes that we get, where there's going to be a couple chapters of trying to be like, no, you need to approach it like this. It's like, nah, here, we throwing you straight into the fire. Here's what you need to do. Here's how you should do it. All right, bet I gave you the blueprint. It's up to you now.
I love that. Exactly. It's like she's letting him learn, and he's either going to fail or he's going to.
And it's very clear for us as readers, like, all right, we know what this thing is thinking about. Like, no, we know everything's gonna be straightforward. Like, these hunters, at least this hunter so far, it's business. Like, again, she stated, we are not heroes. Let's get that out of that. This is not your typical shonen where it's like, oh.
I do appreciate that because, like, you know, not every story has room for heroes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't need heroes.
You know, not to bring it back to my hero because we're about to get to that, but Deku's also about to learn that. But you know, like, heroes are important, and there are some people who.
I thought it was just it was funny how these two chapters kind of came out at the same time, and it's fitting the same themes from different sides.
And I love that because it's like, yeah, you want heroes, but also, like, in some cases, you don't need heroes. You need people who are gonna get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So, because
like even like no heroes can fit. There's also no moral high ground in this. Yeah, you seeing these werewolves killing each other. Well, at least one is killing the other one. That's his own brother.
She was like, "Hey, yo,
what do you even care? We're gonna kill them both anyway."
He was like, you know, we both was for to kill them, right? He was like, "Well, hey, he fought him." I'm like, she's like, "Hey, come on, kid."
She said, "What does that matter? We're trying to kill them." So I love that. So
I mean, to add to you don't want to handle two. I mean, if you know at least like one of them's gonna kill the other,
and that's what Red said. She was like,
I was like,
if they fight, if they go kill each other, whatever.
It's like let them fight. Let them fight.
I was like, oh,
that's literally what she said.
A conscious like Tanjiro, like is that what you?
Oh, you notice exactly what it's about to be up until a certain point, I think.
Yeah, to a certain point, because I love how in the first
Tanjiro
chapter
still gets the job done.
Yes, he does. Because I love how in the first chapter, when the boy asks Grimm like, "Hey, you're here to help us to get rid of the werewolves and everything." I love how Grimm said, "We're from the guild. We're no heroes. We get the job done. We're here to kill these creatures, and they here and terrorize humans. We're not supposed to be heroes. We just get paid. We get the job done." And I love how he's learning that right now in the first couple chapters. And what Abe just said, I felt like he was a Tanjiro so far, but I feel like he's gonna learn that real quick and real fast because this is a cruel world. And knowing that he's about to see a lot of terrorized family is gonna betray each other. Like he saw two brothers just betray each other like nothing. Well, not two brothers. One brother just betrayed the other.
Hunger does this.
Like hunger does this.
I mean, hunger and greed does this. It's like there's no loyalty when it comes to starvation and righteousness. There's nothing afterwards. You're gonna have a whole rebellion and every man for himself.
look, we are risking our lives to hunt these monsters. So you're gonna have to pay us. We need to make a living. I don't care about this whole accolade stuff. Like, I'm here to get paid and to go home. All right.
Well, not only that, it's like the sooner I get done with this job, the sooner I can go into a next one to help other people.
Yeah. Like, and make money and like try to live somewhat. I need to be compensated for this, but I don't have time to waste. Like, so
it's like I can't do this for free. You know what I'm saying?
So like, little homie, if you really about that life,
prove it.
All right, then here's your chance. That way I can.
Well, I mean, and not only that, it's like, yeah, you can save these people, but think about all the other people you can save.
Yeah. So come along with me. Join Hunters.
Yep.
You're this Hamlet is not the only one.
So
and then they leave, and then hopefully the Hamlet gets destroyed anyway by another monster. That's what I hope for.
Yeah.
Or some just natural disaster that he actually can't save it from.
Yeah.
You know?
So like
throw that conflict in there. Throw that guilt. Survivor's guilt. I love it.
That's my hope to continue seeing about the series. And like a person like me, I said in the beginning of the review, I don't know too much about the folklore and everything about Grimm and everything like this. So I can't wait to see what else I'll be learning and seeing in the manga Japan style what else they're gonna be twisting with other stories, other folk tales.
I feel like
and fairy
have
tales.
the most. I feel like they're gonna do the most common like regular creatures first. They'll probably do a witch.
Oh, witch would be fun.
Yeah, I feel like
that would be sick. Yeah,
because what if
because
if it's gonna be a whole fairy tale kind of theme, what if the Hansel and Gretel are like another side character that's kind of
Wait,
like because like this is part of his training.
So we are gonna be Hansel and Gretel
experience kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. Because like you're gonna need like, all right, we're gonna have an arc where they have to fight a witch. You're gonna have these two other hunters, and you're only there to be an intern or like a shadow off, just to be having experience of this is how you're gonna fight a witch. And then we're gonna go for another arc. This is how you're gonna fight this.
I am excited to see other hunters as well.
Yeah, like, we could probably have Grimm could probably have a sibling.
Yeah.
Could play on the whole brothers Grimm.
I'm hoping we see like the what was his name in the Red Riding Hood, the guy that saved her. What was his name? Was it just the hunter?
Oh,
yeah, it was a hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's just like that's like
kind of
maybe the dude who's at the top.
Woodsman.
Yeah, the woodsman. Yeah,
I actually thought that was the grandfather at first.
Oh, for real?
I thought it would be him because he seems like he got the axe. He was like a really big dude, and then he got got.
Enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He got got.
By his own wife.
By the mayor, right?
On his bones, bro.
So is old boy a Grimm then? Is this like?
I don't know.
That sounds like it. Or this? No. Remember, she said this axe was special. For some reason, even like a little kid can help wield it, and then it does so much damage. So there's like most likely magical weapons.
This her little cousin. She can't. All right, come on. I heard Gramps passed, so let me go raise your dumb ass.
I can't wait for us. I can't wait for us to meet the other guild members and see other characters that I don't know much about. So I can't wait to see other creatures and other guild members, and hopefully we see Hansel and Gretel because that was the only story I know of them. Well, so I can't wait to see it for that.
I mean, they might also be hunters. Let's be real.
Yeah,
because
we seen some like movie adaptation that.
Where they are hunters.
Stuff.
Like certain characters from the Grimm storylines, I feel like definitely like will be used to serve as hunters or lackeys or maybe even drones for sure. But something I just realized too is that the other exciting thing about meeting these other guild members is that they're gonna have some quirks. Like Grimm is technically Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Right now she's in her adult form, but her normal form is Little Red Riding Hood.
Yep.
So like, we're combining we're giving her two names, or maybe Grimm is not even her name. Maybe it's a code name that they.
I'm sure.
Use.
Yeah.
So like Hansel and Gretel, would they be siblings? Would they be a couple? Would they be brother and brother, sister and brother, like sister and sister? Like the creativity that they can have with this is really, really exciting to me.
Yep.
And
about that life.
I'm invested. That's why Vash, when you said that,
lore.
I low-key kind of got sad. I was like, wait, why would you already speak that into the void? Like, you hope they don't get axed. Like, wait, it's way too soon to think about that. Hold on.
Yeah, it's only 3 chapters.
I know. It's just that, like,
technically we're still in the same arc. Technically, this is like
I know, but
still
I've
the
been
first
having
entire arc in general. Usually, this one shot just go done and done with this first shot introduction.
I'm hoping there's a trio of hunters that remind us of the 3 Little Pigs. Like, I'm hoping that's something that we get.
That would be amazing.
All right, Vash. After this, go watch Grimm. Go watch Grimm. Go gotta watch Grimm. Because you mentioned Three Little Pigs, and that's in like the first 6 episodes
Yeah.
we get.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? Is?
Go watch Grimm right now. We get Goldilocks to. Oh my gosh. Oh,
No, it's okay. You can watch Hunter x Hunter first and then go watch Grimm.
okay, yeah. There's fewer.
I could do
episodes.
both.
No, never mind. Go watch. No, just go watch Grimm. Just go watch Grimm for the rest of
Watch
the month.
Grim. Yeah.
I
You
could do
still have
both.
time.
I
Okay.
could do both. I could do both.
I'll tell you this now. It's like 45 minutes an episode.
Yeah.
Oh, so
they're
that's
hour-long episodes.
a
Grimm
regular
is- Grimm
Smallville
is,
episode. That's cool.
Grimm is a live action. Yeah.
hmm
It's
Yeah, there's a lot they can do
No,
with
it's
a lot of
okay.
story
Go
lore,
watch Grimm. Have a good
especially
time.
because fairy tales. It's a huge book.
Sorry, it is live action.
Yeah, it is live action,
Yeah,
Yeah.
live action.
but it's good though. They do like really good CG. I would
Mhm.
say so.
yeah.
I enjoy it.
Mhm.
But
and the
I'd-
entire lore and story. There's so much we can do. Hopefully, like there's enough monsters that you want to go into.
Oh, they got
They have
Lord.
enough.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I'm like, you know what?
it's really creative how they did this wolf, where like instead of the whole regular big bad wolf, it's just gonna be a whole mutation bane wolf.
Shorty's mouth opened up like the vampires in Blade 2. Like that's
Right.
how it. I was like, yo, I like that. She looked like this aquatic creature. Then you got this other one who's just skinny, and then his brother is just this round, roly-poly kind of wolf. I'm like,
They're gonna be
These
fighting
designs-
mermaids.
yeah, these designs for these monsters are about to look freaking epic because, hey,
So, wait.
Mangaka's from the east. Y'all know how.
You
it
know,
is.
I could definitely see an entire arc of them fighting a Peter Pan, because
so
that's think about this, because original
what-
story, Peter Pan like steal kids and takes their soul and everything, and now you have to go to a whole entire Neverland Island.
you know what's funny,
Mhm.
Sam? I did not know that's actual true folklore of the story. Did not know it actually.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's-
scary as hell. Because Disney just switched the whole shit up, but that's
There
scary as
is
hell.
no happy
Mhm.
ending with any of the Grimm fairy tales. They all
That's why
end.
they're called Grimm.
They're basically like bedtime stories you tell to your kids to make them behave.
So
there
that
is
means
no.
are we gonna see
happy
Puss in
ending.
Boots then? Because isn't Puss in Boots on like part of that or no?
I don't remember if that's a Grimm fairy tale. That was just something that they
Wow.
decided to add into Shrek. Like
Yo, look at Ray's face. Look
I'm
what he
asking.
did to that.
Like I said, I don't
like
know.
Hey.
Shrek pointed at some of the Grimm fairy tales, but like it was just also just
That's
Because, like,
why
that
I'm
is-
asking. Remember, I'm not knowledgeable with this, so I'm asking.
What's-
for
yeah,
class.
no,
I'm asking for class.
I get it. I get you're trying to learn, but some
I want
questions
you to
shouldn't be
fix your
asked.
little fingers to type that into Google and see what you find.
Because what I was thinking, like, because in Japan they have their own different story of the Little Mermaid as well,
Yeah.
and we know that mermaids are not really good monsters.
They're not. They are
They're,
monsters.
they're like sirens, like
Mhm.
literally destroyed ships and
Mermaids
to your
eat
hearts.
people.
Exactly.
I mean, in most ancient lore,
And not the good
mermaids
way.
were never good. You know, they were never your friend.
Yeah,
They
like,
were your mortal enemy. Even we got that low key in Harry Potter too. We did get that in Harry Potter. Those mermaids were not beautiful young people. They looked like they were
It's just-
from Aquaman
Mm-hmm.
from the deep.
Mhm.
Mercenary asks, were they wolves originally or humans turned to wolves? From what we know from this story,
So from the
humans turned to
chapter,
wolves.
yeah, humans turned into werewolves, and that's why she's like, we don't know if it was a curse or a hex or some
Yeah.
other thing.
Mhm.
So we'll probably have a journey of trying to. We'll probably learn, like
Yeah.
instead of your typical like vampire story, like hey, let's make our way to Dracula. Let's make our way to the head werewolf.
I was
Yeah,
just about
like
to
the thing
ask
is, like, I
that.
feel like
Are-
it's too soon to introduce
Are
Dracula
we gonna see
and
vampire?
vampires and
Okay,
stuff.
so we are gonna see
Oh,
Dracula.
I don't know, because I
No.
don't remember any fairy tales like that.
But they don't have to stick to fairy tales. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, people tend to expect vampires. I'm perfectly fine if they don't include vampires. Like,
I mean,
they're
I'm
not-
fine if
Yeah,
they just.
I'm fine with that
I'm fine
too.
if they just keep using different mutations and variations of werewolf. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that's why I'm like, yo, maybe this whole thing could just be a long story of like getting to the bottom of the werewolf. Because keep in mind, she said like, yes, we erased the dragons. There's a possibility that we still may have dragons. They think that they erased them, but now they seem to be fixated on werewolves. That's the only ones that they've mentioned werewolves so far. So I was like, this could be a long story about a werewolf hunt, similar to like the typical vampire stories we've always gotten. Now we're getting a werewolf equivalent. And yes, we'll meet other characters, and they'll probably expand upon the lore by saying like, "Oh, there are other creatures too, but this one right here what Red Riding Hood, who you're going to be supposedly learning from, her specialization is werewolves, and that's that's her case.
Yeah,
So,
and like that's why like the whole Hansel and Gretel are the witch experts kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then all the other stuff like that. Honestly, I was like wondering if they were going to do something like supernatural. You know how like the Wendigos would make this like it's because they somehow have this cannibalism.
Oh, the Wendigo episode! Wasn't that like episode 1?
It's like that's the reason why they turned into Wendigos is because they ate like other people and humans and turned into this and stuff. But then all in all these monsters had like their own alphas that turned into this and stuff like that. Which could make sense in this situation.
In most werewolf lore, it's always been consistent that there is always an alpha, and you would have to either kill the alpha or, you just have to kill the werewolf in general to end the bloodline. But there's an alpha that you have to target. So I'm cool with that being,
So who is truly the big bad wolf? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And what role will that big bad wolf play to Grim and possibly to our MC? Like, if there is any connection, that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how the stories are on. And mind you, this could all just be, we could be completely wrong. Maybe they do decide to immediately explore other.
And I'd be okay with that. Like this room this story has a lot of room to play.
Exactly.
So please,
they have so much source material. They can do almost anything, and they couldn't go wrong.
Agree.
So.
And I was gonna say, I love how this is like a teacher and plus student type of relationship so far. Because I love, again, in the end of chapter 3, I love how she says, "Give up on the righteous anger of nonsense. It serves no purpose now. Hunters aren't concerned about justice.
Don't be a hero.
Don't think yourself as a hero. Don't act out of what you believe to be just. A hunt is a battle of wits between you and your prey." I love how this is just a lesson for him to believe that we aren't heroes. We're just hunters to protect the people. And I love that. Like, it gives him a good lesson to learn and everything. So this is very beautiful. So any last thoughts for Red Hood before we jump into our other character, MC? And thinking of now, life is not really a hero.
I mean, if they're gonna give him all the weapons, give him double pistols. Give him at least a Red Hood from Marvel. Give for DC.
Oh, okay.
Give him double pistols.
Oh man, he seems like he's a person who's used to rifles, though. I think rifles is gonna be his thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
All rifles.
Like, all of a sudden, he's a country boy. Yeah, he's a country boy. He's from a hamlet. Pistols is not his style for sure. It's rifles. So he's gonna get a dope ass rifle though.
Because the place is named Hamlet, I'm wondering if they're gonna add Shakespeare's into this as well.
Ooh, good point.
I mean, Hamlet
is also the title of a place. Yeah.
That's just is what instead it's just showing that like. This is from Western culture, like from European culture, by using hamlets and having that set in.
Yeah, hamlets are also a place.
Yeah,
it's basically just a small settlement.
Because if Macbeth shows up as an agent, I'm just
that's funny.
What the hell is going on here?
Him holding on to the whole skull and everything, like
Romeo, Juliet.
Then all of a sudden, Oedipus is here, and I'm like,
what the fuck? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Like, get out of my story now.
Damn. But with that further ado, let's move on to My Hero chapter 319. And as always, we start with Ray and James. But since Ray didn't join us with our reaction, Ray, give your first thoughts. Since you probably was mad, I was like, these ragged ass bitches didn't do the reaction first. So Ray, give your thoughts.
No, I'm not mad. I was just, I'm not surprised. Anyway, so this chapter was exactly what I wanted and didn't want. Like, this is a Tony Stark, Captain America, no, you move moment, and I hate it. I don't want our kids to fight. I really, really, really don't. But it's like, this is a tired Deku who has a one-track mind at this point because, it's the sins of the father, except it's the sins of All Might. That All Might didn't even think that he was passing on to this kid. You know what I'm saying? He put a huge responsibility on this kid, but he didn't really think it through. And it's because they didn't think it through when they did it to him. So he was just repeating what was done to him. essentially. It was never taken into account the toll that this was taking on a person. And then when Deku finds out he's the last one, and they realize this and how serious this is, he's like, well, I can't really be like everybody else. I have to do more and be more because I have the most responsibility, and that sucks to put on a kid. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very glad he also has some friends that are willing to rein him in. Like, think about it. Those kids could have been like, well, we can't help him. The adults are with him, you know. But no, they was like, that's our boy. And like, you can see it in their faces. They was pissed when they found out that he just ditched them. Like his true friends. They were upset. Ochako's face, Ida's face, like they were pissed when they found that he just left, thinking that they couldn't help him at all. And so, I mean, Todoroki alone, when he was talking back to his dad, was like, oh shit, no, he cares. He really, like, Todoroki was mad. When will you ever see Todoroki show this much emotion outside when he's fought with Deku?
And plus to his father too.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm like, this is wild. Like, Horikoshi, it literally took his whole story and turned it on his head. What if people see Deku fighting this class 1A and they think it's one for all because he has multiple quirks?
Look,
They think it's all for one is what I mean. Like they see Deku fight these students because they're like, oh, these students just saved us, and now this dude is fighting these students. That's all for one.
he's going to have. Yeah, I mean, it works beautifully with what we're getting from Deku, because while he's trying to be the hero, he has really good intentions. Just look at his entire fit right now. It looks
It's like,
nightmarish.
Deku, remember those smiles you're trying to protect? Look at all of the scared faces you're creating right now.
Like, you, and your obsession is leading you down the similar path of ability. And that's why, I know it hasn't been spoken about on the TL.
It's that extremes, baby. Extremes are bad on both ends.
We haven't talked about this on the TL because it's a major spoiler for anime onlys, but we can talk about it here. You don't know how happy I got when I saw Stain.
Yeah, bro.
Like ever since we met Stain. Stain is my number one character.
I've been saying this for so long.
I am still positive that he basically rounded that corner when Deku left to talk to All Might to be like, hey, remember we was gonna talk. Let's talk now. So I'm assuming we get that real quick.
That's right now going on. That's right now off screen.
He's going to participate in this fight at some point. He's gonna be. Stain and Deku are gonna have a moment. They are gonna have a moment because, mind you, Deku, the same path. Let's be real. You're kind of going down the same path Stain went. Stain had this vision of, like, he wasn't trying to be a bad guy. He was like, I'm basically going to do my part to prune the unnecessary heroes, because there are not everybody deserves to be a hero. To save this hero society, there can only be people like All Might, and a lot of you are posing, which he was right. He was right. He was, and we've seen evidence again of that with Lady Nagant. It was ran like an entertainment business. Like, hey, we got a public image to keep up, baby. Like, so Lady Nagant, take out so and so. Take out so-and-so, stir this up so we can look good. Yo, Stain was right. And now Deku, his role is like, I have to eliminate and save everyone. Like, it's different path, but same destination.
I mean, and we tell people all the time, you can't save everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really thought that Deku had learned that. But I mean, he was given an ability where it made it damn near possible.
Yeah.
He didn't save everybody.
Yeah. It's
so
like,
I understand why he really did like take on that mindset, because Deku is very powerful right now. Like, very powerful. And so it's like, and that's what I love about the series, because it's like, yeah, now you do have the MC that is very powerful, but still won't be able to save everybody. And by trying his hardest to save everyone, he's pushing people away. And that's exactly what you don't want. And it's a really good come to Jesus moment. You know what I'm saying? So these next two chapters are going to be very important for Deku, I think. And I really hope that this is kind of like this is that powder keg. Like I said, we're in Camino again, where things happen. So this will be interesting.
It's gonna be lit.
So for me, to add to that, I love how in this chapter with the class, Bakugo speaking up to Endeavor, and Todoroki as well, like the whole class coming in as a group and agreeing with each other, like as one, like, hey, what the hell, like how did you let this happen? And I love how the flashbacks or with Endeavor and everything, this was all going on at the same time, because right after with Deku and All Might left, Endeavor probably get the phone call and went back to school. So I love how the show like within the timeline. So that's very helpful as well. And I love how with Bakugo and Todoroki express their emotion to Endeavor, and I love how they each call Bakugo his mentor Gene Buckethead, I think. So I just love how
And aside real quick, Bakugo, I love you, but you really do need to learn some respect. Somebody need to slap some fire under you. I love you, but you ain't gotta go like that. You expect everybody to call by your dumb ass name?
Oh well, that was
wait, which hand?
It was the show's typical.
No, he expects everybody to call him by his dumb ass hero name, but he call everybody else out their name. Come on, kid.
Oh
no.
Yeah,
that's what I'm fine with.
But I feel like that is Bakugo. Like I just feel like that's his hand because he
that don't mean it's okay.
Oh no, it's definitely not okay.
He's still a little pain.
No, I think it shows that like yes, there's been some growth, but hey, like this is still Bakugo too. Like
exactly.
It's a nice reminder. Like this is still Bakugo. He has character development. He definitely does because this whole setup was because of him. He initiated this whole thing. He is pissed. He's going to
let's think about it though.
In this fight.
He has to keep up this persona because he ain't got nothing else if he don't.
Yeah, because he said, splendid work, Bakugo, and he said, like, that's great explosion murder, God dynamite to you. He's like, pardon me. I'm like, yo, that's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words to say instead of just one word. Like that's literally so much to see. And
he'll eventually settle on a real name, and if he settles on calling himself Kachan, I'm just gonna say that Wang Sabi Bop, the homie, she was right about her theory. That's all I'm gonna say. If he makes his name Kachan, like Midoriya made his Deku.
If he does shorten it, I'd rather him be called Dynamite. Out of the whole name, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite, I'd rather him be just called Dynamite. That would be straight one word and it's just very simple.
By the way, so just one real quick, and I know we'll get here, but I want to call it out while I'm thinking about it. There's one I see that Todoroki was there, but Todoroki's not there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like if you look at that lineup, unless somebody else can see him, I don't see Todoroki.
Well, his ice,
he was the one that stopped the prison escape.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying though. So I'm like, where'd he go?
He's not standing up front no more.
Yeah, he's not standing up front no more. So I'm like,
and
what's that
after
mean?
he was seen as like, yo, they looked to them. They were Todoroki, Bakugo, and my boy Dark Shadow. What's his name?
It's Tokiyami.
Tokiyami. They're seen as the de facto like big three while Deku is gone because of their connection with the current big three. The fact that we're not seeing him in these panels while Bakugo's talking and whatnot, and they're rearing up to go to war, like his face should be up front. He should be up front. So what is he up to? Is he going to play guard? If he is, it's just like, come on, guys. You've been teasing us with like some Todoroki development.
I mean, I see
moments, and
I mean, technically, so what Pedro says is right. So technically, the big three is Deku, Bakugo, and technically Ochako. Going by his friend list.
And Ida.
It's more like to give. It's more like to connect.
So much potential for Ida, Todoroki, and others to really stand as a de facto number 3. Like Ida had potential from that Stain arc, then they just ignored it from there. And I was like, oh wow.
It would mean like he did have his spots though. He did have his spots that made up for
but
it.
Although I love that this is the chance for all of his classmates that he has quirks. Like to be like, look, I know how y'all quirks work. I can do that too. Back up.
I need to say something. Spicy had tweeted out about this. She had said, Spicy Lady Entertainment. She said, and y'all thought that boy was fanboying with his notebook. Y'all thought that notebook was him fanboying. Nah, that notebook is about to come full circle.
Oh man, he got contingency plans for all y'all.
Hey, we've seen parallels between Deku and the Dark Knight. You know, we've seen parallels. This is Deku.
He about to while he taking them down, tell them, even while I'm as tired as I am, I know all of your strengths and weaknesses. I can't wait, bro.
Then
it's gonna be Bakugo who's like, yeah, but I know yours. And go do something wild.
Or but we've grown. We've grown.
I hope when we see our boy Ida moving as fast, I hope Deku outruns him and takes him out and just be like, hey, I'm faster than you, or like say something smart, or be like, look, don't stop running, but you can't beat me, or
Let's
like,
be
or say
real.
something smart as hell.
We know who's gonna make the opening shot. And then Edith's gonna, turn on his turbo boost and go about his day. But then Deku gonna trip him up. He gonna be like, "How he do that?" Danger sense. Watch, it's gonna be that thing where it's like he gonna do that flying kick right up, and he gonna
just like in the Snyder cut, Superman caught up with Flash.
Exactly.
We're gonna get that with Deku.
He was like, "How did you see me?" Yeah.
Oh,
I need this fight to be set up like that Justice League fight.
I hope it's at least minimum a full chapter. We just get 23 pages of this.
I can't like this. This could be just straight carnage.
Combat mixed with a couple dialogue.
But that's what I was worried about. People gonna see this fight because there's people everywhere. They're gonna see this fight. They're gonna be like, "Oh no, they're fighting all for one right now."
Yes. Because you said that, and I remember a couple chapters ago. It might have been just 2 chapters ago.
I told people how important that line was gonna be.
Yeah, it's like, hey, isn't that awful? Like, yo, people are already seeing like multiple quirks. That there's only one person with multiple quirks because they don't know the truth about Deku.
Exactly.
Now they're seeing this. They're like, yo, he's not our hero. This is basically a false god praising themselves up to be good. Even the religious allegories are kind of dope in this.
Like I said, they're right there in front of the "I am not here" statue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Deku's about to really frighten the people that he intended to save.
Hey, look at him. And Bakugo said it. Where's your smile now?
But
where's
the chat just said, if the Deku is being worn down, he might have it might be more Deku. Try giving him some more.
I mean, he's definitely gonna have difficulty because, like, I feel like Horikoshi did this on purpose.
Yeah.
Had Deku run into them even 2 days prior.
This would have whipped
an
them ass.
100%. Yeah, I don't care what growth the 1A has. They're getting
like but the fact that he is so tired and so worn down, and I'm like, watch after this fight, they're gonna be like, he hasn't slept in X amount of days. He hasn't had a real meal in X. Like they're gonna tell you how long it's been. We're gonna be like, damn, he still did all that.
Also, like you mentioned, Ray, this would be a great opportunity to show us that final quirk in action. It's going to be a big reveal for everyone.
Yep, it's going to be a big reveal for
public
everybody.
as it is. This would be a nice place.
This will be the time. Like I'm like, okay, no reason to like hold this one back. It's like he's going to use that out of frustration, which is going to make it worse, I think. Because the damage, like you mentioned, that one artwork of a charcoal falling, and you think that is coming from here. I think it's
could be an energy blast. It's going this. We're going to see it probably this at the end of next chapter or in the chapter 2 weeks from now.
Because I'm like, I don't know. Sorry. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say my favorite line, or maybe my favorite type of interaction in this chapter was when Ochako asked, "We're worried about you," and he said, "But I'm fine, so don't worry and get away from me." And then Bakugo claps, real inspiring. Oh hail the mighty inheritor of one for all. But tell us this. Are you smiling now? I love that line because then he just said those smiles, everyone's peace of mind. Those are the reasons I need to keep going. So like I just love that type of interaction because even our boy Ida just there quiet as hell. And I love how he just say we knew Midoriya would be the same as ever. Stand strong, everyone, because he knows this will be a fight. But my hope is that we can get a fight this next chapter and not just like a scrimmage or anything. Like I hope we get a full, not full like hard, bleeding out, broken bones, but a full type of fight that.
Hope not, but Bakugo don't hold back.
And that's fine. With Baku and Deku, they're not gonna hold back with each other. But
Bakugo can't hold back. He will die if he holds back.
It's because he knows
he's never held back.
Yeah, he's also never held back.
He had never held back with Deku. So
like, mind you, this is still Deku versus Bakugo 3, just as well as being coded as Deku versus 1A1.
I mean, I'm called. This is just Deku versus 1A, and I'm like, it's just you can tell how like they're so worried about him, and you can see like his mask is off. You can see his face and how tired and beat up he is, and I'm like, I'm sure they all saw that, and they're like, oh shit, this is worse than we thought. And with him being this obstinate against them, they're like, well, we didn't want to do this, but we knew, like, they're pretty sure Bakugo told them that this is exactly what's going to happen.
He said this is the worst case scenario imaginable.
Exactly. So he's like, there's only going to be one way for us to stop him, and that's to beat him. So I'm sure he was real serious with them for a moment before they left. He's like, look, Deku was way stronger than we think. He's like, so we're going to have to give everything to take him down, to bring him home, essentially.
It's literally gonna be all about Class 1A to shine.
This I keep telling
their
folks.
teamwork, with teamworking.
Yep.
And we
You're
know Momo had to have a plan altogether, especially with Bakugo as well, because he's also really good at planning, and he knows what Deku's all of his other quirks and capable, because he studied the books of the quirks that All Might
he studied
Ribbon
all of them.
do.
Yep.
And we do know like Bakugo could come in, like he's smart. Like he knew that he was trying to figure out what he can't do in his quirks, but more like he figured out what more can I do with teamwork and with people that I have in our team, that sort of situation. And he's proved himself time and time again that he can work himself in a team and how to lead to at least incapacitate Deku. Because this is not a whole I'm capturing a villain. This is a whole I'm trying to save a friend right now situation. And that's a better mindset mentality than to have to incapacitate a villain, an enemy.
So I guess I'm curious. I'm like, is this what's gonna like give the second user like the okay? Well, if you're willing to do this to your friends, you are actually ready to fight. You know, with all of our quirks, and he like gives him his respect for this. So I'm like, that would be interesting, but I also don't see it being far off.
Right.
Perfect
Question. Perfect question that you asked that, because Pedro just asked, what do you think the past users think about this confrontation? Is this a test of the second
Sorry,
to get
I
his
already
quirks?
answered. I didn't even see it.
I know.
We'll definitely see some discourse.
That's what I said, perfect transition for that.
Yeah. We'll see some discourse. Some of them are going to be cool with it. Others are going to be like, nah, this is too far. Like
The one that think that's not going to be cool
I feel like they're all going to be
It's definitely
like, this is
Nana.
too far, except for the second one.
Nana's going to be like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yo, it's right now what Hirokoshi is doing with Deku.
Because, like I said, there are so many things that are like I tell people all the time, like a lot of stories have, you know, shit that happens for no reason.
Yeah.
But this has reason and purpose and multiple points of view that you can approach it from and be like, yeah, I understand why he's doing that. Or I understand why they're doing that and why they're doing it this way. Like there's so many different ways to like, it's kind of like morally ambiguous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you are leading Deku to the edge. And he's gonna have a moment of truth where
none of that
he's
is
either
like
gonna fall or step back.
Yep, and Bakugo said it. He was like, y'all let him do, y'all didn't even try.
Yeah.
You know, like y'all didn't even try to stop him. And like this, why would you let him do this? Like y'all have no, like, and basically he said, y'all don't know anything about this kid.
Again, a further testament to the state of the Hero Society today. Another flaw. Like y'all think y'all doing well, but you're just as bad as the reason why Lady Nagant went rogue. Like you guys say you care about the students, but look what you've done with Deku. Look at all the responsibility you put on him. You are just as responsible. The whole testament to the Hero Society is, by the conclusion of this series, we already know the Hero Society will never be the same, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if this series concluded with just, the hero system just being abolished.
Like, I mean, just in the panel with him, the panels with them in the principal's office confronting Endeavor. So how much does he say to them? Not much, because he knows he was wrong. He knows. He was like,
if he threw the phone back, that just shows like that guilt.
He did.
Yeah.
I guarantee
he threw it behind him. Yeah.
So I still can't like hold myself accountable publicly. Like I'm still not ready to do that. But you guys are right. So
he's like, you're right, and I can't. He's like, we don't. He's like, what other options do we have? Essentially, he's like, okay. Well, he's like, basically, I can't tell you no, because everything you just told me was right.
I love how the other side character, the classmates, said that mind we borrow those, and like it's I feel the same way. We have only spent a year, but that's plenty. Like they are also admitting like we barely know Deku as much as Bago, Todoroki, Ida, and Brotakus as much as them, but we still also want to help in some ways. So I love how they want to put their hand out about that. Also, additionally, I was just reading it again. Like it just shows that type of confrontation with Endeavor, saying your willingness alone means the world to me, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean much to me without action. Why is Morderio the only one with free pass? Endeavor, you're letting Deku and All Might operate together, aren't you? So I love that confrontation, like saying that both of them appreciate that they're working together for Toya, but when it comes to his son or being outside and doing some hero work, they said that it ain't the same out there, the streets, the law, there's no justice. And the principal, I don't forget when our boy Aniki told us that nice theory of his that maybe the principal is a traitor. I'm like, it gets me thinking like, he's right here in the middle. with all this. I'm like, maybe.
I mean, yeah, he's in
maybe.
a very, very, very critical position as far as information goes. Like straight up. Because now, think about it. He let the kids leave the school. One of the best lines of defense they had.
Yep.
And like
he was like the security, was already. He's like, we beefed up security since the festival. We're going to use this barrier, but it don't matter about a barrier if the attack's coming from within.
Yep.
So really, it's going to keep people from getting back into the school. Is what it's going to do. So, because he says something to me that I'm like interesting, because that can mean a lot of things. What he said, so what the principal says however, he's free to return to us at any time.
It's one of those things where, again, similar to Endeavor, is like, yo, yeah, like, you guys are right, but I can't publicly acknowledge that because as my role, there's still an image I've retained. The principal played that to a T. He's like, hey, do what you gotta do, but I'm not outwardly saying it. You can interpret it how you wish.
So I think that All For One's new base becomes UA potentially.
Oof. Wouldn't that be full circle?
Wouldn't that
for the final confrontation?
Wouldn't that be wild for the final confrontation? They have to basically run up on UA.
Class in session, students come into the building.
Like, wouldn't that be wild? Damn.
So you're saying that the villains take control of UA and the kids have to now get into UA?
Yeah, have to take it back.
Yeah, take it back.
Oh, that'd be a nice.
They have hostages. They have civilians.
Exactly. They have all the hostages.
That'd be a nice reversal because that's what happened technically with the first League of Villains when they took the hostage of students.
And that's where we're going to see Class 1B kind of,
I hope it's the other big three that really gets their moment again. But yeah,
we still need Mirio. Yeah.
We don't know what Sun Eater and Mirio's do. We don't know what they're up to.
And I really do hope we don't get that comment. Well, yeah, Mirio only has his power back for a little while. Like, please don't do that to me. Please don't.
And it fizzles out, and he probably dies.
Please, not again. You can't do that to me twice. Nope.
It's gonna be very interesting to see where we find the other teachers and the other students. We either don't know where.
Hey, where's Professor Snipe?
And what happened to Miracle?
You out here shooting boys.
We don't know what happened to Miracle either.
She lost 2 limbs, bro.
I know she still went out
she's still on patrol. She's still on patrol.
She lost 2 limbs. So I mean, yeah, she out there, but she ain't out there the way she was before.
Oh, definitely. She ain't running them on those villains out there like once she went those Anomus. So it's definitely gonna be very interesting to see what happens to these next people. Next couple of chapters where we're gonna see this next the principal. One for all. Where we're gonna see them because. It's very interesting that he pops up in this chapter, and he pops up with the students, and he pops up with Endeavor.
I mean, he's always been around when there has been very critical information to be shared.
Correct. So it's like it's interesting. Like, does All For One have the control and everything? Is there suspicious? And with Deku versus Class 1A, it's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Again, if it doesn't happen, if the fight don't really happen, I won't be mad about it, but I would definitely like to see it because this would be an interesting turning point for them.
I can't tell you. So far, My Hero ain't missed for me.
It hasn't missed for me.
In the last few months, it is not missed for me. I just have been digging every single chapter. The only other story that was doing just as good, if not better, was JJK.
Yeah, easily. I will say this as reader of One Piece, current reader of One Piece.
I'm catching up.
Yeah, One Piece was similar, but My Hero was a mandatory first read. Like, as soon as I'm awake,
it's the first one I read every Sunday.
First 3 series I read, then I'm doing something wrong. My Hero has been busted for a while now.
So, but I'm waiting on. I'm like, I need Chainsaw Man back, bro.
Pedro asked a question.
Need my goat back.
Who do you guys think want to win and why?
That's what I love what Horror's done with this. I want both of them to win, but I know they can't. I know that what Deku's
we're not going to get a
conclusion. Right. What Deku's doing is important, but it's also
very selfish.
It's going back on what he even set out to do in the first place. And I also want his friends to win because that's their goal, is to take care of their friend, who they know won't take care of himself.
You don't leave family behind.
This
is a Ohana.
That's true.
So Dom definitely isn't in this universe though.
But personally, I want Deku to fuck all them kids up.
Horikoshi. I think Horikoshi is definitely going to show that happening, but then they're going to be like, "Oh, okay, so you think that's okay?" And they're going to go about doing that.
I'm all for the Deku goes dark storyline.
That's what we're not going to get it.
It's not going to end that way. Yeah, no, it's not going to end that way. Like, but I'm perfectly fine with him being permanently dark. And
I doubt.
His friends being the true successors of all. That's in my head. That's how the rest of the story is going to go. Even though that's not what we're going to get in my head, that's how the story is going to go, and I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, Deku's going to apologize to his classmates later on and be like, I thought what I was doing was the right way to protect.
I hope some of them.
You can't do that. I mean, they will. They will because listen, he's put his ass on the line for them literally every time. So this is the one time the class can actually do something for him.
Deku is gonna make them know real fear.
About fear, but it's just that it's definitely give them a taste of what it's gonna be like to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
all for one. Yeah,
all for one. If they don't know real fear by Deku, they will know real fear. And and if they know real fear at the hands of all for one, it's gonna be like, yo, Deku could have gotten exactly this bad. Like he didn't go that deep. So maybe we should be great.
Because I mean, like, think about it. Because what if All for One got to him and was like, "Nah, I want you to help me." Instead, like, think about how bad things would be. Goodness gracious!
Like, you have enough hate. Unlike this one, Shigaraki over here, you have enough hate. So
right, I've been telling folks that's going to be the key. Deku's anger is also going to be important in this.
It is because that's what we learned back in the war arc when One for All was inside the prestige, inside the prestige world. On top of Shiraki said that you need more hate, and that's why he got control over him, and that's what Deku, with all the hope and all the not happiness but all the hope that he had, that's what he never got to him. But now with all the hate, with all that darkness overshadowing him, One for All could take control of him, and that's what is gonna be the turning point. But it's his classmates, Ochako and Baku, is the one to bring him back to life. Like this feels like some type of Star Wars as well, kind of advancement, with the hope and the darkness, light and dark, and like this is very beautiful, like very symbolism too.
Yep, can't wait. All for One, he's gonna show up and be like, yes, let the hate fuel you, young Midoriya. And then he's gonna be like, perfect. And he's gonna be like, basically take control of the Quirks, I think. It's gonna be wild.
Hate on the inside, hate from the outside.
Are we gonna get a Palpatine Vader event here? Like Hirokoshi has showed that he's hip.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
If we get a Palpatine Vader like allegory, like
I can't wait to see the thing is you've become the one thing you sought to destroy. I can't wait for that line to be spoken.
If that line is spoken, I'll be like,
look at you. He's gonna be like, look at you. You've become the one thing you sought to defeat. I can't wait.
That would be so beautiful. That would be so symbolism for what it is. But also,
he's like, you whooping on your friends. None of them are smiling. All these people are scared of you. Look at what you've become. Oh man.
What would be beautiful as well during the fight? What happens in the middle of the chapter during the fight? All Might and Stain pops up and just watches it and tells Deku like, why you're so determined to even fight your own classmates. And that's when probably Deku will turn back.
Yeah.
Because he'll be like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I'm fighting my own classmates. And even All Might and Stain is there. Like, that will be strong. So, like, I feel like that will happen next chapter or the following one. Like, in 320 or 321, we will see that.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Stain is going to get involved in some way because we need that Stain and Deku conversation. We'll need that. Yeah, we need that because it's going to be very important to help Deku kind of.
I don't know. So, focus. Like, think about it. What if they end up restraining Deku and like they kind of have him locked up somewhere in UA, and then they bring in Stain to talk to him, like almost like, hey, it's okay, like he needs to talk to the boy.
Yeah,
I don't know. Oof.
Yeah, having that be the final like push to make Deku open his eyes and realize he was wrong would be. I
mean, so it's gonna be one of those things where it's like your heart was in the right place.
Yeah,
like that's what it's about to be.
Because again, like I said, Stain did nothing wrong. Stain was absolutely right to do what he did. He was right.
Stain did do a lot of wrong. No, he just murdered a lot of folks, bro.
No.
He murdered a lot. He murdered a lot of low-level criminals and people that just made. He murdered a lot of people just like Gentle. Okay.
He also crippled a lot of the heroes.
He murdered a lot of people just like Gentle who were just
to be crippled
in a weird way about themselves. Remember? No, it wasn't just Hero Society. He started out killing villains, bro. He did.
And well, who calls that their Hero Society?
No, Stain did. He chose that.
No. Why? Because he knew the Hero Society was killing folks anyway. So apparently we could do it regardless.
No,
what's the difference?
No, bro. I'm pretty sure he's the one people that spurred it. He was like, oh, they're like, oh, he can just kill him. That's a good idea.
Speaking of which, I just want to show some love. My Hero Vigilante. You have to go read that. That's
you do.
You do.
I do really need to get back onto that because
yeah, please do.
I think the last chapter left off. I think I was chapter 80 or 75 around there. So I'm like good.
Like I would love to get an anime. Like, hey, once My Hero wraps up, if they want to do a 2 to 3 season My Hero Vigilantes.
I just wanted My Hero prequel, which is My Hero Vigilantes and All Might's up. Come up.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That's at least 3 seasons currently. We got
easy.
Right, you can have us write the script, by the way. Just
hit me up, Horikoshi. I'd love to help. So, but that's all I got. I love this chapter. I'm excited for the next one, like big time.
All right, copy. Abe, Sam, you good too?
Yeah. It was a great way to start the week. Honestly, all these chapters that we discussed were good in their own rights. It made me excited for what's to come for sure.
All right, Sam, you good too?
I'm done.
All right, so I used to ask this in the beginning of the podcast and everything, but now I'm starting to ask this in the end of the podcast. So what was your chapter of the week of issue 32? What was your chapter of the week? Was it My Hero, Red Hood, or the other series you guys read that we don't cover? So it gives a chance to light on one of the series that we don't cover, and maybe it was your favorite of the week. So if you want to give your whoever wants to go first, if you want to give your top 3, you can as well.
I haven't fully finished my entire read, but
currently
from 3 to 1 as if a moment. Dr. Stone, and for anybody who knows me, I love Dr. Stone. Number 2, surprisingly, it's been a while since Black Clover has made it to my top 3 of any hey, this was great for the week is Black Clover, but number 1 is undeniable. I don't think any of my other reads, like Marshall, Undead Unluck, is going to surpass this, even Sakamoto Days, which I do enjoy. It was My Hero. This chapter, there was no hands throw. This chapter was just all about the emotional development, the setup for more of the future storylines. And we're gonna get Deku versus 1A. That last 2 pages. Oh my goodness. It was beautiful. So that's my top 3.
Man. I this is hard for me because there's a lot of I don't know, of course I'm just gonna say that My Hero was number 1, of course, because this is something we've been talking about, and Horikoshi caught us slipping. He's like, yeah, no, you thought it was just gonna be Bakugo and Deku. Nah, it's Bakugo and the rest of his classmates. Like that, I'm like, that's a big damn deal, and it just makes so much sense. But it's gonna hurt to watch. I'm telling you, it's like a little Civil War moment, bro. I'm like, oh no. I'm sad, but I'm also like, okay, let's see how this shakes out. But I don't know if you're around Sakamoto Days, but Sakamoto Days also slapped today.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
I said that's my number. So, that's my number. My number 3 and my number 2 would be Black Clover.
Oh, okay. Sam, go ahead first.
So it really, but no in particular order. Definitely My Hero's in there. Sakamoto Day has that entire page and that panel. Well, remember in JJK how Gigi did with Maki?
Don't spoil.
The art was really good. I'm not gonna fish it. I will not fish it. It's okay. But yeah, there is gonna be that moment. And Mashal has been very good too.
Oh, has been good. I'm
because the whole wizard Dumbledore guy, he's OP. But this enemy is a troll. This Voldemort guy is a troll as hell. So definitely those 3 the top this week.
For me, for my number 3, it's tied between Spy X Family, even though it's not part of the issue, but they dropped today on this Sunday. So Spy X Family chapter 49 and tied with Mission Joseph Family Chapter 90. To me, it was good and a good comedy aspect, so I felt like entertained. I haven't read the other chapters, but for me, it was definitely Black Clover, and then number one, My Hero Black Clover. It gave that more despair. I just gave me more despair. I just want more of the destruction. Just just kill more people left and right. I don't care. Like, hey, just make a new cast. If you're gonna go for it, in fact, they kill too on the side too. Just for the havoc of it. Just cause the timeline and everything like that. Just to go into full despair and chaos and everything. But definitely for me is tied with Spike's family. This is good family tie as number 3. I haven't I'm a couple chapters behind Masha and Undone Luck, 2 chapters behind Ken and Fleur, and haven't read yet Sakamoto Days, but can't wait to read those because that's my plan for today. But definitely My Hero was so good for today. I definitely enjoyed for what it was for today. With can't wait to see what is going to bring forth in 320, because we're going to see an interesting type of development. If we're going to see them fighting fully, or we're going to see them have a different turn of events. So I can't wait to see what brings us for us and the audience. So we're all good to go then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Take us home,
hey.
Sam.
I take us home? Okay. Hey, please give us your plugs. Please give the entire Shonen Ronin your plugs.
Hey, so you know what it is. It's your boy Prince Issue, Prince Ayla Wall, aka Son of Darkseid. Your the favorite villain from the shadows. You can find me on Twitter at Prince_Aylawa, ALAWAL. You can also find me on Twitch. I'm a streamer as well. Stream games such as Dying Light, COD, Zombies, Destiny 2, Genshin, Smite. Follow the Osen A podcast on all your listening platforms, as well as follow Inside the Mind with Blurred. We have merch, so head to the link tree that at Blurred Mind Pod. Also follow the Osen A Twitter account at OSA_A podcast. They'll all be in the description, but appreciate you boys for having me once again. I love it here. I had a lot of fun today. I forgot that I looked at the time, I'm like, dang, it's still early as hell for me. Like, it's not even 1 o'clock yet. And I'm like, dang, I still got the rest of the day. It's been fun for real. So thank you.
Right?
Listen, like I keep telling y'all, just go follow these guys. Make sure you follow Anime Lately. Make sure you like the video, because it helps other people find the video. And also, if you haven't, I'm telling you, make sure that you're staying tuned to the week of July 11th. 19th.
19th.
I already forgot.
Week.
We got some interesting stuff happening that week. So, just pay attention.
And for me, guys, don't forget to follow me at LegendDVash everywhere else. Don't forget the Anime Lady giveaway. # Anime Lady giveaway, where you get a choice of a manga, a webtoon, or a movie, or a anime movie. And definitely you get a Pokemon card sent by RayApollo yourself. And definitely, guys, check the instructions. Be following us on Twitter, SamTheMangaMan. Follow us on twitch.tv/AnimeLily, because you'll be seeing Vash, myself, be reacting to Hunter x Hunter within the next 6 weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that if you want to see my experience of how I feel like about Hunter x Hunter. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys. So, Sam.
Guys, you can always follow me at SamTheMangaMan and all my social media. You have been listening to Shonen Ronin. Have a good day. Peace.